Hello, everyone! Welcome to the Forest of Memories, my Forest of Memories, for I'm Zaruk Windcaller, Guardian, High Remembrancer, and Arbiter of the Forest. Well, it's mech time again. The Bloody Magpies suit up, power up, and are on the hunt once again. We're basically pirates, but we have morals. Do we? Do we? Yes, we have morals. So, join me, Andrea, and Niall, and possibly one of my other friends, Zera. She may join us tonight, I'm not sure. As we, well, do what we do best. We don't play by the rules, we're pirates. So, sit back, relax, make yourself at home, and prepare for more Mechwarrior 5. Let's go. I am returned.
I'm back.
And I am now recording, or at least the initial start of it. So once I get the invite, I'll tap over to my own
I
screen.
went from one string of mercenary work to another.
Let's see.
Okay, so just for clarification, I'm gonna give my own little input here while I'm on my chill screen.
Yeah.
I have a new PNG, as I'm sure that some have shown already. Or I've shown on Twitter. This is my Mechwarrior or Mecha adjacent game PNG that I use for funnies. So my voice is a little bit mechanized. I've kind of like unmixed the voice mod a little bit, so it's a bit easier to hear me. But yeah, I thought it would be a bit more fun with this one. This is a custom PNG done by Hugh the Burb on Twitter, and I highly recommend that you all check them out and give them a commission if you can. They do good stuff. This is a custom Kiryu, aka Mechagodzilla, the best version of Mechagodzilla in my personal opinion. It's a good story behind it. So yeah, tonight I'm joined by Zaruk and Andrea, as per usual, for our Mechwarrior bullshit. And I'm attempting to stream this, or not stream, record, which might not go well because it never usually does.
Andrea, are
because
you
my
playing
computer's
the
a
game?
piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It says you're offline.
Weird.
Yeah.
This is an order!
This is an order. Thomas says use lasers. Oh, don't worry, I will.
Oh.
Also, Thomas says enemy
Laser boating.
Yeah. Thomas says enemy mech. Please mercy, magpies. Silent shiny with legs.
Silence loot box.
Yeah, silence loot box.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Loot box, yep.
Alright, you're still offline. I don't know why.
Alright, I'll try restarting.
Yeah. But now it just says no contacts found, period.
Are you
okay.
Are you online on Steam friend list?
Let me see.
Yes.
It should be.
Zaruk is too.
Yeah.
I think it's on your end, Zaruk.
No. I'm online. Yeah, it shows that I'm online and I can see my friend list, so... It says you're online. Oh, wait, there it is. There it is. Now you're
Like
playing.
I figured it was a hiccup.
Hey, it's the bird! So Q here is the one who made, like Niall said, is the one who made her new PNG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Qt just dropped into the chat. Hey, Burb.
The Burb.
I'm having a bit of trouble. Apparently I got a little wheel on your chat, Zaruk.
Huh?
I got a connecting wheel.
That's weird.
Must be my side then.
Yeah, it's on your side then.
Throwing a refresh at your page, and we're good.
Okay. Alright. So... Alright, let's see. It's been a while since we played, so let me check what kind of jobs they have for us.
God, the Twitch app is completely bad.
Yeah,
Like even the ads can't fucking play correctly.
no, they can't.
I have your chat up at least, so that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, good to see you, Bird. So, let's see. Alright.
I feel better.
What's up?
Been nursing myself for a couple days now.
From what?
There's like 2 jokes I could make there.
Yeah, I was
Basically just things weren't going great.
Hmm.
Because the water out the tap, not really.
First of all,
Not the best.
Yeah, if you have to get water out of tap, you need to get a filter of some kind. That's yeah, that's
Yeah, I do not drink water.
The water's clean,
ish.
but it'll also leave massive calcium deposits.
Well,
it'll leave
you
massive
know,
deposits.
you know what that's good for, though, right? Or
I was about to say it's good for your bones, but you know. Yeah, okay.
It was too easy.
Yeah, it's fine.
That reminds me, there was something I wanted to contribute to the soundboard.
What? What?
Hang on, let me see if I
Don't
can...
just leave us hanging. What?
No. I can't just play it.
Then quote it. What is it?
It's a soundbite.
You leave us in the quiet. You disappoint me. What sound?
There it is.
Hold on.
And sent.
Hey, Inu. How you doing, buddy?
Zaruk, may I press the death button, Plaza?
Yes, George. Once we get into a mech, you may press all of the death buttons. Just smash your little body and face all over the buttons. It's like that. I don't know if you've seen Batman Meets the TMNT.
I was thinking of StarCraft's.
Yeah, but like, there's a scene in Batman Meets the TMNT. Michelangelo, press some buttons, and Michelangelo just presses every button in the Batmobile.
As one does.
All right, so we are gonna do. I normally don't like doing jobs for pirates, but they are paying a lot, and apparently there's something good.
I was thinking of this. I put it in on speakers.
All right, let's see what it is. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, just all the nuke buttons. Yeah.
Giant robot.
Continue.
Stop. Continue. What is that from?
I don't know.
Okay.
You shut up.
Yeah.
You.
Blood for the blood god! Skulls for the skull throne!
Well, I should rewatch that movie at some point.
But that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I love that.
What's
Good
up?
old scary
I
movie.
love the what's up.
What's
But,
that?
I think that's going to be probably my crowning contribution to the soundboard.
Yeah. All right. Wait.
When I was in high school, I had a friend who would do that.
Continue!
Like, that's how we greeted each other.
What's up?
We go, what's up?
What's
What's
up?
up?
All right.
Everyone hated it.
Yeah. Wait. I also have this. Yeah, I also have a censor bleep. Yeah, if I those were uploaded thanks to Josiah. If I find more, I'll put more in there. But I love
I contributed that one that I sent you.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're part of my Discord, you can actually upload. I think anyone can upload sounds to the soundboard. I think.
Wait, how?
If you go, like, when you're in a conversation with someone on Discord, if you go down to where it says voice connected, you'll see a fourth option that looks like a little music note. That'll allow you to open the soundboard, and you should be able to add a sound.
I don't see an option to.
Then you might not be.
Love your butt.
You might not have permission. Hey, thank you, Inu. I appreciate it. Thanks for the resub for 6 months, bud. You're the best. All right, enough chit chat. Let's do this mission. Again, don't like doing jobs for pirates, but hey, if the pay's good, then why not?
If the pay is good and there's not really anyone else hiring,
Yeah, basically.
what else is there?
Because a pirate is free.
You are a pirate.
ER.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget, for those who don't know, the Bloody Magpies, which is the name of this lance that we use, the Bloody Magpies, we've been doing this for a while. And
Yeah, we're borderline pirates.
Yeah, and we do have our own, like, I typed this up and I went over it with both Andrea, Niall, and some other people. If I can find it at some point.
Now, what you may find interesting is my joysticks were already plugged in from something else.
Oh?
So all I've done is go from dogfighting mercenary work to StompyBot merc. Yeah, StompyBot merc work.
Now, to be fair, as you're a cyborg, what you do with your joysticks is your business. So
I'm not a cyborg.
Okay.
You assume that I have organic components?
Well, what is it then? Android? I know the difference.
The technical term is gynoid.
Oh,
but
okay. All right.
The one that I prefer to use is mechanical doll because it fits more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like that reminds. Speaking of androids and cyborgs, have y'all
So when I say I can throw hands, I literally throw hands.
Yeah.
Rocket punch!
Like I've got 32 pairs.
Punch! Yeah. Have you guys seen the new like small bits that Team 4-Star is gonna do from the Boo Saga? Like their so-called Majin Buu bits. Like they're these little snippets that they're doing. And one of the ones they posted recently is when Gohan goes to goes to talk to Bulma before the martial arts tournament. He goes, and Vegeta comes in. Well, if it isn't the great Saiyaman. He goes, feeling good about yourself using our name and our money to beat people up. Vegeta, did you take out the trash like I asked you to? Why? We have slaves for that. Don't call them that. Fine. Interns. Thank you. He goes, hey Vegeta, you gonna enter the martial arts tournament? Why? Just so I can beat up people, just so I can beat up weaklings for money? No thanks, I'm already rich and I have nothing to prove. What if I was there? Oh no, the voices are back. Oh no, the voices are back. He goes, oh no, I'm real. Hey, King Kai, am I real? Yeah, I'm real. Not according to that court-ordered quack. So,
I'm sorry, where's the weapons?
What do you mean?
I mean...
Did you not check your loadout before we left? That is a tier 1 mistake right there. Alright, let's leave. If you need to, yeah, guys, if you don't...
I have battle fists.
You can't fight this with just battle fists. So...
Well, to be fair, we're also only doing a demolition run. That should be relatively easy.
Sorry, I've already reloaded it. In the future, check your weapons before we leave. Don't ready up unless you're ready.
Delta Sun and Blocker try.
But yes, so Team 4-Star is not going to do the Boo Saga, but they have little snippets that they've gone ahead and done, voiceovers for. Like, for example, when Gohan's like, so I can't wear the costume for the tournament. Got any ideas? You think he could pull off a do-rag? Well, I could try. And it shows him wearing, like, the sunglasses and the do-rag. He's like, what do you think, Trunks? He's like, what do you think, Trunks? If I'm honest, I think Mom's gonna ground me. Probably. So, yeah, everyone hates the Great Saiyaman outfit. It's so dumb.
Wait a minute.
I love it! It's just a silly Sentai costume.
It is. It's a Sentai costume.
Yeah.
But yes,
it's actually very funny because I was like, similarly, I was talking to people about like things that have gotten unnecessary hate by the worst kinds of people.
Yes.
And there are 2 instances of this in Pokemon.
Yeah.
The first being Black and White as a whole.
Why?
I'm convinced that Black and White
are good.
It's because of the Gen 1ers.
Oh. Who gives a shit what
there were no returning Pokemon for Black and White. It had an all-new original Pokedex. And the Gen 1ers didn't like that at all. And they trashed on that game really fucking hard.
Okay, well how about
I'm convinced that Black and White 2 only exist because of those people.
How about this?
But I will also admit, Black and White 2 is a better game, like story-wise and progression-wise, so...
Yeah. How about this? Can we stop catering to the Gen 1ers? How about that?
That's never gonna happen. Because the Pokemon Company simps too hard for these people. That and Smokin'.
Nah.
and yet they refuse. And it's actually very funny because, again, similarly, I had a discussion with an artist that I admire about this topic because they're also kind of passionate about it, and apparently that the Pokemon Company and Game Freak are simping so hard for Smogon that they are like adding in a bunch of weird like. They almost take that shit as gospel and are designing Pokemon around those concepts.
What is Smogon?
But are not
They're missing the point, aren't they?
Accessibility issues or more accessibility for raising Pokemon to be competitive. Smogon is the tier listing for competitive stuff. So you have the OU, which is overused, UU, which is underused, Ubers, like the mascot legendaries, etc. It's the competitive scene, and it's like the most toxic bullshit you'll ever see. If you honestly want a really good example of what the competitive scene for Pokemon is like, I really want you all to go watch a YouTube channel called TempT6. They are really fucking funny with the shit posting teams that they make, exclusively to fuck over legendary spammers. Because, oh boy, those people exist.
Yeah.
And it's upsetting, but it's really fucking funny.
I think at this point...
That's weird.
Like, I hate that that's become the thing. Like, look, I'm sorry, but Pokemon is what? How many years? Over 25 now? Or something?
I think, let me see, it started in 98.
Yeah,
so
25.
It would be about 25 years old.
Look.
I think, this year, yeah.
Here's the thing. I am a Gen 1er, okay? I was 5 years old when the very first Pokemon game came out, and I will be the first to say, straight up, I don't care about that kind of stuff. Move on. For the love of God, move on. Like,
see, Zaruk, you're not a Gen 1er then. Because when people say Gen 1er, what they mean is people who talk about Gen 1 the same way that K-pop stans talk about their favorite K-pop boy idol. They literally worship it, despite them not having fun with it. Like, there's a reason why there is absolutely no community toward, like, the Gen 4 ROM hacking scene is because every ROM hack is Gen 3 almost exclusively. Primarily because it's also...
Wasn't Gen 2 basically just a better Gen 1 also?
Yeah.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. It's because originally Johto was going to only have Johto. But Satoru Iwata, the absolute coding god that he was, may he rest in peace, apparently compressed the game code so heavily that they fit in an entire second region, and that's why I will always sing the praises of Gen 2 despite its flaws. And that's the thing, like, I started with Gen 1 technically, but I didn't finish the game because it wasn't my copy. No, I really started in Silver, which is Gen 2, about a year later. And I will always sing the praise of the Gen 2 games because they did some really cool shit. Which is why I'm really glad that I can say that Pokemon Crystal Clear is probably the single best ROM hack I've ever played. It keeps things vanilla, but allows you to start anywhere in any region. And it also adds in like a fuck ton of starters, custom, well, quote unquote, custom character sprite usage. Some of the, like, there's no real story, unfortunately. Like, the whole Team Rocket arc isn't there, and you don't have a rival character, but it's an open world thing that has a few new places, but everything else is mostly vanilla.
So,
it's just Pokemon Crystal. It's fantastic.
So let me get this straight. You're telling me the Gen 1ers are, absolutely hate Black and White, but they were okay with Sword and Shield despite its, both Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, despite their rather shitty performance.
No, I'm pretty sure they fucking hate those two.
Good.
Like, the thing is that I don't listen to those people, so I don't know what their opinions are. All I know is that they will sing the praises of Gen 1 for no good reason, and typically trash on any Pokemon game that tries something a little bit too new. The simple truth is that it's like, I think that the loudest people are the Gen 1ers.
They're Nurglites.
Yeah.
They're Nurgle worshippers.
Yeah.
like they are unfortunately just the people that you do not want to be associated with when it comes to Pokemon.
And yet somehow Legends Arceus pulled it off, and they weren't bitching about that. So.
Well, again, I wouldn't know because I don't listen to them. Oh wait, what direction are we going? You two are going in two different directions.
There's multiple objectives to take out. So. Look, at this point, it's kind of one of the reasons I've given up. I haven't given up. I still like the series, but I'm probably never going to play any of the new games because most of them have not been good. They've either been rehashed.
Well, the problem with that is that Scarlet and Violet are infinitely better than fucking Sword and Shield, and I will die on that hill. Yes, it's a bit of a buggy mess when it really shouldn't be, but that's also no fault. That's the Pokemon Company. You can blame them for that.
Yeah.
They're basically the PR studio side of things, whereas Game Freak are the devs. And of course, the sad truth though is that
they don't know how to make a game
because they don't listen. Like they don't know how to say we don't want to do it that way because unfortunately you don't really get a say in that.
Yeah.
But overall, I guess what I'm going for here is
someone polish off that. There it goes. Got the crab.
But yeah,
what's
that
behind
overall, me? Like, I still say that if you
the vehicles got behind us.
With, like, a recent Pokemon game,
Niall, turn around.
There are mechs over here. There's a stuff over here that I need to take out. A stalker.
We had LRM batteries behind us.
They can get in line and wait their turn.
Well, I decided to take them to the front of the line and smash them to pieces.
Good.
Because we did not need an LRM-60 at our backs.
You killed me! Good!
Good!
Fun fact, did you actually know there's a fan? Did you guys know that there's actually some fans who are remaking that game?
What game?
The Zelda CDI collection.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Oh yeah, so apparently there was one guy that did remasters of them, and they actually functionally play good now.
Yeah.
Vinny's played both of the remasters of them, and apparently they got taken down because someone copyright claimed them.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Apparently they got DMCA'd, which I'm like, so wait, Nintendo's acknowledging they exist?
Which is bullshit because Nintendo's openly said that no, they are not acknowledging them. Like they've openly said
they were never involved in the process.
It sounds like a Bowser's penis situation.
Yeah, it does sound like that, doesn't it? Also, what the hell happened to your health?
I said I did mention it earlier.
But yes, it's if Nintendo claims it,
they had one target.
Yeah, if Nintendo claims it, then it's canon. So yes, it's very much like the Bowser penis.
Now, I will admit, I could be misremembering that because it's been a while since I've heard about it, and I don't know the actual details as to how it happened. I'm not even sure it actually did happen or not, but I heard that somewhere, and I would believe it. If only because, I mean, it is like a remaster of a game that got put in a really big critical meme status, and big memes get a big attention. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. I'm saying, like, I would not be shocked at all if it got copyright claims.
Yeah.
Where's that Vulcan? Oh, way over there.
Okay, you both need to check your connections, because y'all are stuttering and cutting in and out a lot on my end.
Well, remember, I'm also trying to record
I know
the
you're
game.
recording.
That's... I might have to stop.
Scratch that target off the list.
I don't know. It's one of those things like where...
Oh, this is a problem.
It seems
I shouldn't have gone off alone. I regret this.
Wait,
that's what happened to me earlier.
Wait, Andrea, you didn't go with her?
This is an order.
I thought she was keeping up.
Alright, we're good. Job's done. Time to leave.
I'm gonna lose an arm. I'm being pelted by too many helicopters. My right arm is gonna get destroyed. If that happens, we lose a Gauss rifle.
Ah, great.
There are too many helicopters. There are way too many aerial units here. What the actual fuck?
Yeah, well, it is a pirate haven. Andrea, behind you.
Stop, buddy.
You're
I know. I
Ow!
gave him the slip, actually.
No, you didn't. Alright, hang on, Niall. I'm almost to the drop point. 450 meters in closing.
Thanks.
Actually, no, scratch that. 220 in closing. Shoot the bad guys. That's what I'm doing, Cataclysm. Come on, come on.
Niall, get a lock, and I'll provide fire.
My UAC got destroyed. What the fuck?
Alright, we're out.
Oh,
Yeah, we
thanks,
took
fuck.
a pounding
the UAC
that
got
round.
destroyed.
That's
Ugh.
fine.
We have some other Ultra ACs.
Yeah, we have a few more.
Alright, I'm gonna stop recording. My computer can't handle that.
Yeah, all
That
the
kinda
more
pisses
reason
me
for
off,
those who
though.
want to help out Niall so she can get a new computer to record. She does have a throne, so go check out her throne and put some money toward her the new gaming laptop she wants to get so she can record.
And I will repeat, the reason why it's a laptop is because the area that I live in is prone to power outages.
Yeah.
And a laptop would have more longevity. It's also a lot more easy to carry around.
Yes.
And my house's power is very bad because it's a fucking fire hazard with how, like,
Yeah.
out of date the electrical systems are.
Hmm.
A desktop draws way more power than a laptop does, so I can't functionally use a desktop.
Oh, I'm gonna take us to a. Well, actually, nah, we're good. We have the money, I think. Yep. But yeah, nah, we have some more UAC 5, so. Let's see.
Still makes me sad. You make me sad.
You make me sad. Come, Patsy.
You make me sad.
Yeah, come, Patsy. None shall pass. What? None shall
None
pass.
shall pass. I fucking love that whole bit that they have for the clapping of hands,
Mhm.
like the coconuts.
The coconuts.
They were like they just couldn't afford horses. Like that's the reason why that bit exists.
Mm-hmm.
They just couldn't afford horses.
It could grip it by the husk.
Who was he? Some king? How do you know he was a king? He didn't have
He hasn't
shit.
got shit all over
he didn't
him.
have shit all over him.
You don't got shit all over him.
I think that man was king or something.
Help! Help! I'm being oppressed. I love.
Bloody! Oh,
Yeah.
what a giveaway!
Just.
Just
I am your king.
I didn't
didn't
vote
vote
for
for
you. You did not vote for a king. It's a monarchy. So, fun fact for those who don't know this, because since we're making jokes about King Arthur, fun fact, Lancelot du Lac is somebody's OC. Do not steal. So,
Yeah, so Lancelot, so there have been so many, just to give extra clarification to this, I find this shit fascinating. I love
for it.
Arthurian legends.
Go for it.
There are so many versions of the King Arthur story, and one of the odd facts about it is that no one can really be certain if he even really existed or not.
Yep.
No one knows if he was real.
Yep.
Absolutely no one. And because there are so many retellings of it, probably equivalent in number to the fucking Bible, like, I'm not even kidding about that, there's probably about as many versions of King Arthur's story as there are of the Bible. Well, some dude had rewritten the story enough that they added in Lancelot, who was quite literally his self-insert OC
Chrétien.
by modern day's description.
Yeah, Chrétien de Troyes, a French man. Yeah,
fitting
It's
name.
really funny.
yeah, and
And apparently,
Cretan.
he wrote the story that he wanted to fuck Arthur's wife so bad that he made his OC, put him in there, and then like rewrote the story to say that he basically cucked the entire world out of paradise. Like, Arthur getting his wife cucked was the reason he fucks his sister, which creates Mordred, who then goes on to kill Arthur and get killed himself, only to destroy the entire possibility of Avalon's existence. Avalon being essentially a New Age Eden.
Yeah.
So, like, his existence by itself destroyed any possibility of paradise.
Yeah. And not to mention the
That
fact...
tracks.
Yeah, and not to... Yeah, Nani the fuck? Yeah. No, that's...
That tracks.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that Lancelot, like, later on, when the oh gosh, what was the next version? Because Chrétien de Troyes wrote the version with Lancelot, and then
oh, we repaired the gun.
Oh wow, nice. But here's the thing. Later on, I don't know who wrote it next, but when the next version of the King Arthur was, like, the King Arthur mythology was written, like with Galahad and the search for the Holy Grail and everything, man, did that author go out of his way to fuck Lancelot over. That was basically his way of saying, no, Lancelot is scum, and I'm gonna have him get cucked and backhanded by everyone in this story. Like,
because it's like, you
he
don't belong here.
Yeah, because
you don't belong here.
It's because he was sinful. Like, in this guy's perspective, he's like, no, you're the one who lusted after Arthur's wife. Therefore, one example. Guess who technically is the first person to find the Holy Grail? Not see it, find it. Yeah, it's Lancelot. Guess what happens to Lancelot? Y'all don't... He gets hit by a fireball. Like, no joke, the Grail conjures up a holy fireball, hits Lancelot in the face, and knocks him out for 3 weeks.
That's genuinely fucking hilarious.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
That's what he deserved.
And then at the end of that story, like, Guinevere, for example, after Arthur dies at Camlin, Guinevere, like, you know, Guinevere mourns and becomes a nun, and Lancelot becomes a monk, destined to be celibate and never love anyone. Which, I mean, I was like, ooh, that's a little, that might be even a little much, but okay.
No, that's not right for a guy who was supposedly fucked the world out of paradise. Literally.
Yeah.
The authors looked at Lancelot and said, "You do not belong here."
Yeah, so I'm going to make you suffer. You're not my OC.
This is probably one of the few cases where we can say OC X canon should not exist.
Yeah, basically.
Which is funny because, again, I've done plenty of OC X canon stuff. One of them would be with
Hey, Rena, thank you for gifting out 3 subs to Rainbow, Nile, and Burb. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. How you doing? Yeah.
Wish I could say I'm surprised, but there is a movie about a girl that gets impregnated by a car, so yeah.
The fuck? No, I'm gonna need... No. Goji, context. What?
Oh, yeah, I know about that movie!
What?
You do?
I know about it! It's French!
Oh, of course it
Oh,
is.
of course it is.
Of course it is.
Of course it's French.
French. Why not?
Let me, okay, no, I gotta, hold on, wait a minute, let me get the name from this movie, hold on a minute.
Oh my god.
Why? France, why? Why?
Well, apparently, it's
Why?
It's one of those really weird movies. It's a very art PC movie. It is an
Yeah.
allegory to something. But
Yeah.
that's why it got a claim, is because if you look at the plot literally, she got impregnated by the car. And I think one of the weird dramas about it was, I gotta remember this right, because I remember the Red Letter Media guys mentioning this a while ago in one of their videos that I watched. And I'm trying to remember how it went.
What just got added to the museum?
A legendary victor.
A lady who I think is running away from someone takes the identity of the dead son of a grieving father who lost his son. And despite her not really looking a lot like the guy, despite, you know, her whole, like, aesthetical change to try and look more like a guy, that's more where the drama's focused. But apparently her erotic actions within a car caused her to get pregnant, like, Mother Mary style. And apparently the car is directly responsible for this. I don't know I don't know how far they went with the whole, yeah, the car literally got her pregnant. But apparently that is quite literally what the plot is.
Herbie the Love Bug living up to his title.
So it's called Titan. Or I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but it's French.
Yeah.
And it was shown at the Cannes Film Festival, which is the film festival that was in that Mr. Bean movie. Mr. Bean's Vacation. Funny movie. I highly recommend it.
I've seen it, actually.
And it received the Palme d'Or, which is the festival's top award.
Huh.
So it is a very weird artsy movie that is more focused on the drama of like the crisis of you're eventually going to begin showing signs you're pregnant. How long can you make this guy convinced you are his son? It's weird. Like, I haven't watched it, but the way, like, the recap of it was, oh, okay, she was running away from the cops because she killed her roommate, girlfriend, and the neighbor who heard the noise and came to check if everything was, okay. So...
That makes sense.
So, yeah, quite literally, somehow... Oh, okay. Yes, that was why. The thing I looked at the movie, and the first sentence I hadn't even clicked on the link, but it says, follows a young woman who survives a car crash as a child who completely alters her relationship with cars into adulthood. And then she goes on, and then it goes on to say that, well, yeah, she kills her roommate and all that, and then she's on the run, and then she tries to hide herself and taking up the identity of a mechanic's son. And it's such a weird premise.
Yeah.
French.
Like, see, that's the thing.
France,
like,
why are you weird like this?
If it were not for the detail of that she wanted to fuck with a car, quite literally, it would have been a normal movie. Like, if she had gotten knocked up by someone else prior to this. Like, I guess you could say if the motivation for her killing her roommate and everyone was because they got what her roommate got her pregnant or something, you could just do that. That would be fine. But the detail of the car is why this movie is now prominently in the eye of the media. And I'm sitting here like, I want to know what went through the writer's head when they wrote that part.
Oh, I can tell you.
They don't.
Hey, I can tell you what the early writing process was like. Like that. Just snorting an entire line.
That entirely depends on whether or not you can do that in France. But yeah,
I'm sure you
enough.
Well, I'll say this. Look at David Cage's writing.
Well, that wasn't weed. That was LSD. He's also exceedingly French and exceedingly so far up his own ass that he's huffing both his ass fumes and choking down the LSD. So I mean,
wait, more up his own ass than Uwe Boll?
There is no one more up their own ass than David Cage.
This is
don't
true.
know who this other person is very well, but
Uwe Boll is not nearly that far up his own ass. And that's saying something.
Uwe Boll is the guy who made like the Postal movie, and he wanted to. No joke. He's also known for challenging his critics to boxing matches. And the reason he makes money is because he actively like puts money like on the movie. Like, I don't know how it works. It's like this weird like loophole thing to where like he makes it so even if the movie flops, he still makes money. And the funny thing is, here's the funniest part. So, when they were getting ready to make the World of Warcraft movie, they were actually, like, Blizzard was actually out, looking for people who were interested in making the movie.
Alright, polish off that jav.
Yep. And so Uwe Boll actually showed interest and said he would make the movie, and Blizzard, this is back when Blizzard actually had some clout and was actually a decent company.
Some clout and class.
Wrote back to him, and basically, I'm paraphrasing here, but it basically went like this. No, not you, never you, anyone but you, and even if you were the only person we had left that we could ask, we would rather cancel the movie. Like, yeah.
Awesome.
Naturally,
That's the only correct response.
Yeah, naturally, he did not take this well, but there was nothing that he could do about it. Also, speaking of movies that were ruined because of people's egos, did you guys know there was actually going to be a Metro 2033 movie at one point?
I did hear that. I never really followed Metro, but I did hear this.
Yeah. So for anyone who's a Metro fan, because if you've been with
It
my
never
screen,
happened?
yeah. Well, it's why it didn't happen that's interesting, or rather, it's stupid why it didn't happen, and not because of like, oh, this is stupid, it shouldn't have been made. No, it's because of decisions made by the people who wanted to make the movie. Because naturally, if you're going to make this movie, the author, who is very much alive, mind you, is going to have some say in it because it's his IP. It's his creation. He's going to get some say.
Target south.
Yeah, I see him.
4 contacts.
Well,
3?
the reason
4.
the author said no to the movie is because one of the very first things that they mentioned about making the movie was they wanted to Americanize it. Have it take place in New York, not Moscow. Everything. Because and I was like, of course. That's what I said, like, of course. Because God forbid, we follow the source material. God forbid, you actually tell a Russian story that takes place in Russia. No. Let's just Americanize it and have it take place in New York, which makes no damn sense because, fun fact, for those who've never played Metro, New York is gone. There is nothing left of New York at all. The books and the games actively show that the entire eastern seaboard of the U.S. is fucking gone. Like, there is nothing left. So you would basically have to spit on the author's lore and the world he made just so you can have it take place in New York. So the author said no. And to be fair, I don't know who was going to direct it or anything, but like the scriptwriters went down kicking and screaming because they were like, they tried to placate him. They're like, but we were going to do this. No. And we wanted to do this. No.
No.
Like, it went back and forth until eventually he said, absolutely not. I'm not interested because you're literally changing my work. So, no.
Niall, get a volley ready.
I see it.
Looks like...
I'm literally standing
How many
right
touching
here.
down?
Yeah. And again, I could understand the case that sometimes some things need to be changed for a movie. I get that. But not to the extent that these guys wanted to do it. There we go. That was easy.
Jeez.
Whoa! Well,
okay?
No, on my screen, like...
Oh! You finally got the ragdoll physics!
Yeah.
Yes! Yes!
Whoa.
I love it when that happens.
What a treat.
Punch him so hard that he ragdolls!
Punch him so hard he flies off into space!
Yeah. Also, Nick wants to know, why is Niall dressed as every ancient Egypt-themed Power Rangers monster?
Because it's Kiryu.
Yeah, ancient Egyptian
It's a
style
custom Kiryu design.
Well, no, what's the name you're going with? Like,
well, again, the only difference is type N instead of type 3.
Yeah.
MSF type N Kiryu, N standing for Nile, because that's the joke.
This is basically what happens if Nile decides, like, this is the mech form, like, the original Kiryu thing was just a mech Nile piloted. Now this is basically her brain hooked up to her own personal mech.
Well, it's very funny. I have, like, come up with, like, some
how's everyone's ammunition looking?
Pretty good. Go ahead.
Because we got new targets.
Go ahead.
The quote-unquote vague lore is literally just Nova creates this, this Kiryu designed based on Niall's personality profile.
Yeah.
So it's a separate thing entirely.
Yeah.
Because Nova creates shit like that. Like, her lore had her literally create like a Death Soar-esque thing.
I guess because she's bored?
Yeah.
Well, more or less because it also allows for extra defense. Like, she again,
He
like,
has practical
she can literally
reasons for
create
sure.
anything from nothing. Like, she's the type that she likes to build things for fun. A lot like me. Like, I like building model kits.
Yeah.
All right.
Busy.
Over on this side, we got an AWS 8T.
Yeah, and my armor was
Don't know about the
stripped,
T.
so this is gonna be our last one.
Just fade to the back line.
Yep.
Should be fine. My armor's untouched. My armor is like damn near untouched. I only just now took some damage. Come on.
Yeah, Burb says airbags.
I mean, if you
Mhm.
want, if you want like a more like practical. Hold on. Let this awesome die, and I'll do this.
Launch the bosom bombs.
The nipples of doom. If you watch Austin Powers, you know what those are.
Are you ready, Boots? Start walking!
Yeah.
And their nipples become guns and they fire high caliber rounds.
Yeah.
I love the femboss. That's a really funny bit.
Get away from me, you dirty fembot!
Target destroyed.
Target destroyed.
Alright, let's head out.
It's hard not to smile.
Yeah, if that's a mech, why does it need boobs? Psychological warfare? Yeah.
Fuel
Here,
tanks.
I'll. You know
Either
what?
fuel tanks or warhead storage.
You know what? Well, no, because either of those is a bad call. Although,
think about it.
I guess to an extent, nobody would like, oh, the boobs are awesome, don't damage those! And that's where everything else is, that's where everything is stored. Ammo is stored in the titty! Okay, so, now here we
Just
go.
basically you'd pull a heavy arms.
Yeah!
Just heavy arms. The boobs
Oh, did it
open
not
up and
update?
just more missiles than God
Yeah.
fly out.
There we go. There, if you want something that's a bit more fucking down to earth, there, I launched my titties. Are you happy?
Bring back the titties.
I came in the most
Reload the
interesting
titties.
Yeah. Hey Ferris, how you doing, bud?
Hey
time.
Ferris.
Hello, hi.
Remember that Kiryu has that fucking weapon pack on it, which allows it to, which of course, when they're damaged or are out of ammo, it just discards it by bending over and launching them like fucking rockets at the enemy.
Yep.
Which worked, by the way. It does that in the movie.
It may
and
not
it's
have
pretty
the
cool what it
ammunition,
does.
but it has the mass.
Yeah. I don't have. Yeah. You're on.
Well,
your
yeah.
own.
Look,
Yeah.
well, they also self-destruct. Like, there's also like a flight pack.
Also,
So
I.
it detaches,
Reload
flies
the
forward,
tit
and
rockets.
explodes.
Yeah, what Goji said.
Very effective.
Yeah. Also, I hate you, Andrea, for making me remember that. You're on your own, Noble. Carter out.
Sorry.
Objective updated. Survive.
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 Which, by the way, in the lore, Noble 6 may not have completed that objective, but dear God, did he take hundreds of Covenant with him. Like,
Yeah, I find it really funny how, like, canonically, that character, like, was there for, like, weeks and weeks, and
Yeah.
then, like, in-game, it's basically impossible to do it for any more than 5 minutes.
yeah, no, in the lore, Noble 6 was on Reach for weeks and killed, like, hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of Covenant, to the point that they just decided, fuck it, just glass the whole where we think he is. He or she is, just glass it. So
Just
that's-
glass. Okay,
yeah.
wherever we think he is,
Don't
just
fuck with
glass
the
it.
ODST.
Yeah. Yep. Just had to literally, how much of a badass do you have to be that the only way your enemy stops you is they have to glass another part of the planet?
You have to glass where you are.
I do hope that Noble 6 just lives on in Sangheli, like, culture as a demon, like Master Chief.
I mean, probably.
I'd be...
Perhaps a vanquished demon, but a demon nonetheless.
I just like the fact that Sangheli just, or the elites just literally have the legends of, like, notable people as, like, demons or something, like, because they can't believe that humans would actually have these powers and abilities.
In my world, he goes, in my culture, we call him Demon. Please put me down. I'm very tired.
Alright, there we go.
Yeah, please put me
The
down.
titty
I'm
has
very
been
tired.
the titty has been reattached.
the type-in has been
Master Chief,
resupplied.
Master Chief, what are you doing with that cover, sir? Blanky time.
Yes, sir. Master Chief.
I put a thing in non-speakers I think you'll enjoy.
Yeah, Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that wall? Sir, security camera. Master
And
Chief.
then there was the one that I remember from why can't I think of their name?
Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing in that 7-Eleven? Sir, drinking my Slurpee.
Master Chief, what are you doing? Mind telling me why you're sitting down?
It was the Russian Badger bit.
I threw up. Yeah.
It was the Russian Badger bit.
Yeah.
Master Chief, what are you doing in that Discord call? Sir.
Group. They cut him off. Yeah. Yeah. Also, Burb says Titty has been reattached, but seems to have brought a burb with her in the cleavage hidden away.
This is true.
Also,
it is in there.
Yeah, Master Chief, what are you doing on that anime, sir? Product placement. No, that's true.
What are you doing? What are you doing with that Mountain Dew, sir? I'm into soda.
Yeah, yeah. They put me in the soda. Wait, speaking of which, have y'all...
Wait, the thing.
Wait.
You will be put back in the soda. Oh, wait, let me out!
Yeah, have you guys seen the, So, okay. Allow me to paint a picture for you guys. Metal Gear Solid 4 has just come out and is worldwide at this point. And they want to and they have product placement in Metal Gear Solid 4. It's not in the it's kind of in the Western version.
Like Regain?
Yeah, Regain. And there's an entire commercial in Japan that shows Snake, like old Snake, falling over from exhaustion, and he grabs a bottle of Regain, and not only does all of his gray hair go away and he looks like young Snake again, but like as if to illustrate Regain would give you back all of your youth. But it made me realize I'm like, all of these old, like, all these Japanese commercials are like there's that one, and then there's Morning Rescue. Like the
I love Morning Rescue.
Yeah. Morning Rescue represent. God, there's so many weird commercials.
Oh shit. That reminds me of another thing. Let me see if I can't find it.
No, Chief, what are you doing to that Lopunny? Sir, there's no laws against it. No, no, absolutely not. Chief's got Cortana. He doesn't need a Lopunny.
Master Chief.
How does that go again?
What are you doing with that water stone, sir? Did you know?
There's something about I have a lady in my head that calls me Stud Muffin.
I have a lady inside my head who calls me Stud Muffin. Please leave me alone.
Also, I am excited for Armored Core.
Yes, I'm gonna be. Yes, for those who don't know, I will be getting and playing Armored Core 6 on the day it comes out.
Yes.
I have never played an Armored Core game, and I really want to, but my computer can't run that shit. So
I think no, like one of the highlights that I saw, and I really am happy about, is that you can literally just drop the guns and then just throw hands.
Yeah. Wait.
Well, remember that Armored Core is essentially just Dark Souls but mecha, from what I've heard. So reasonably you should be able to do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
sort of.
It is designed like there are elements that are from Armored Core, but the director who is making it is the same director who made Sekiro.
Oh God.
So, yeah. Well, no, it seems to be actually pretty good, but it does have a lot of elements that are very similar to Sekiro, such as the fucking stance meter.
Oh God, Delta. Master Chief, what are you doing with that VR headset? Sir, becoming a femboy.
Yeah, that's about right, Delta. It was basically...
Armored Core's a very fast-paced Dark Souls, yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, Dark Souls is Armored Core, but slowed down.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like Bloodborne. If you could literally strap more missiles than God to your mech.
Well, we call that homing crystal soul mass.
Look, I don't remember which Armored Core it was, but there was an Armored Core that came out on Xbox 360 at one point, and I don't remember which one it was. I didn't know what the hell was going on in the story. I was just playing for the fun of it. My favorite build was always miniguns in both hands, use those till they run out, then shift to the SMGs that I had on backup. But the shoulder mounts were literally those grenade launchers, which would literally punch through anything if you got a good hit on somebody.
That sounds like 4.
Yeah,
Actually,
it was also cool because I also had a thing where if
Was it on PlayStation 3?
I don't know. I also had.
Are you sure that's not just Metal Wolf Chaos?
No, because I played through Metal Wolf Chaos on July 4th. I played through the whole damn game. Like,
Yeah, I know. The way you describe it just
Yeah.
sounds so much like Metal Wolf Chaos.
Because you want to know why I played through Metal Wolf Chaos? Because I was the fucking president. That's why.
Michael!
Richard! Michael! Richard! I swear to God. For those who don't know what we're talking about, really quickly, before...
Please tell me the VOD made it to
Yes,
YouTube.
the VOD is on
Good.
YouTube. So here's the thing. Metal Wolf Chaos was a game made by FromSoft, and it literally is, in their own words, it's Japanese mechs combined with everything Japan thinks about America. So, like, for example, the president of the United States is the hero. The vice president is the villain. And every time they see each other, they greet each other like it's a WWE match. Michael! Richard! And start... Yes, it's ridiculous.
And then proceed to start baiting the tobacco juice out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen like any 90s action film, that's the usual assumption of what America.
And when the president needs to escape the White House at the beginning of the game, he jumps out of the Oval Office in his mech, "Welcome to the White House," and proceeds to shoot his way out.
Yeah.
It is not meant to be taken seriously at all, and anytime someone tells the president that he can't do something or it's impossible, of course I can do it. You want to know why? Because I'm the president.
Because I am the president of the United States of America.
Yeah, that literally is his thing. Mr. President, you can't do that. It's impossible. Nothing is impossible for me. And you want to know why? Because I'm the president of the United States of America. It literally feels like Bandit Keith from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged wrote the script for a video game. And you know what?
Yeah.
I love it. It's great.
It's American.
Yeah, it's so silly.
Well, yeah, it's like it's great though because like I always love seeing like American things through the eyes of Japan.
Oh,
because the sad truth is it's not that far off.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not terribly
Actually,
far
no,
off.
wait. Actually, no. I wanted to talk about. There's a mecha anime called MUV Love.
Love.
But okay, so
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, literally, one of the top the American forces are there, and they have one of the most elite mechs.
Oh wait, the F-15 Eagle?
No, it's the F-22 Falcon A.
Yeah, like I mean, it's one of those things where, like, look, I love Japan, I love anime, and I love the kind of effort and creativity that Japan has with stuff, but some of their things piss me the fuck off, and, like, I think that's kind of the intention. Like, for example, I don't remember which anime it is, but it's like the one where, like, what?
Okay, it gets better than that. Because you got the name wrong. It's F-22A Raptor. It is a highly advanced third-generation tactical surface fighter developed by, and I shit you not, Lockheed Martin.
Oh my god, are you serious? Because we can't call it Lockheed Martin, okay.
Okay, no. The scene.
I'm done.
The scene that they had.
I'm done.
The scene that they had was just like it literally came through. It came through and decimated the Japanese forces that were rebelling. Like, it was, I think, just like a couple of them, and they just did like a whole, and they just were at breakneck speed, taking out each and every fighter one by one. Just like, holy shit.
Okay, ready up, everybody.
That sounds like
That
they were
designs
toying
are
with
really
it.
good though.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at some of the designs.
Chief,
for this
why do you
series,
have
and these
cat
mech
ears
designs
and
are
a
pretty
maid
cool,
outfit
actually.
on?
Oh no, they're
Naya,
it's
sir, I'm
really
now
good
cat
mech
girl
designs.
maid
I
Naya.
love the mech designs.
It's
What I
very-
really like though is that Tactical Surface Fighter is very funny because they have to abbreviate it as TSF, and I think TSF is the abbreviation for a lot of like gender bend porn. So it's like that just makes it very funny.
I'm trying to think. There's also another. I don't remember what the name of the anime is, but it like has it's like where these young schoolgirls pilot like or command recreations of old World War II ships.
Oh, Girls und Panzer.
Yeah.
No,
No,
ships.
It's a warships version of Girls in the Panzer. It's
Yeah.
basically the same. I think yeah.
Something. Oh, I swear I've heard the name
Yeah,
of that
but there's
before.
a scene like for
High
example,
School Fleet or
yeah,
something?
High School Fleet. Yeah, but there's a
That was
scene,
it?
something like that. I don't know, but there's a
Damn,
scene
nailed it.
where there's a scene where the IJN Musashi, which is powered by AI, like this AI program, goes rogue and like escapes out of Tokyo Harbor and picks up and like so the Self-Defense Force Navy goes out to confront it with 3 modern destroyers. Now naturally, those guns aren't gonna hurt the Musashi, so they fire like their harpoon missiles and dump torpedoes in the water. And this World War II battleship proceeds to dodge every torpedo and shoot down all of these anti-ship missiles with its anti-air fire, which is bullshit. No, but the silliest part is, yeah, the Self-Defense Force destroyers.
That is some improbable targeting.
Yeah, well, it gets worse. So the Self-Defense Force Navy ships decide, fuck it, we can't fight this thing, get out of the way. Well, it just so happens that there's a U.S. Navy carrier battle group not far away, and they offer to assist, launching like a strike package off of a, like, I don't know which carrier it is, but they launch a strike package. The Musashi shoots down all of these modern jets and then proceeds to destroy the U.S. carrier from like 1 mile away.
Yeah!
And I'm like,
Cool!
and I'm like, okay. And part of me laughed because I'm like, okay, well, that cost about somewhere in the grain of like something between $2 to $10 billion. So
That's getting into the trillions here.
yeah, so not and like I thought to myself, I'm like, you know, I was like, I don't know who's responsible for this ship going rogue like this, but technically since it came out of Japanese waters, that means the Japanese government has to pay for all the damage that was done and the ship and the
joy!
yeah, and the loss of the crew, like the crew and the pilots. I was like, and,
boy.
it's funny because I'm like, well, and it's funny because when I first saw that scene, I'm like, well, if you had any hopes of rearming and modernizing your self-defense force, you ain't gonna be doing that for about 20 years because you're gonna give us
To be
all
fair,
that money.
Also, like it was AI that did it, so
Yeah.
But like no, like that is fucking awesome though. Like I fucking love that. That sounds.
Who developed the AI,
goddamn
though?
stupid, and
I don't
love it.
know. Like again, I don't know. I mean, to be fair,
Niall, who developed the AI? Who decided to fit it to the
yeah, but
ship?
that's not.
I've
But
never
here's
seen
the
it.
thing.
I've never. I only know about this by name. Like I know what High School Fleet is. I didn't know that was one of the plot points because that sounds fucking awesome.
There's also another one. I'm trying to remember what the name.
Sorry,
of
it scraped you up a little on the back.
It's fine. I'm trying to remember the name of the series. It's the if you played World of Warships, it's where all the like the Fleet of Fog ships are from. I'm trying to remember.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes, thank you,
Arpeggio of Blue Steel.
Okay.
I've watched that series. It's
It is
actually
good.
way better than it has any right to be.
But here's the
Yeah, that
crazy thing.
series-
It's outside.
But here's the crazy thing.
No.
You know what ship was actually supposed to be in, like, so for those who don't know, Arpeggio of Blue Steel is a manga as well, and the manga's gone on way longer than the anime. The anime got 1 season. The manga's been going on for a long time. Well, guess what ship was supposed to make an appearance in the manga, but the mangaka was told not to include it, not only because they were afraid...
It was the Yamato, wasn't it?
No. Let me finish and tell you why it wasn't included, and then you'll know, you can put together the pieces. No, Yamato is in Arpeggio of Blue Steel.
Yeah.
No.
I remember that.
Yeah. No, the ship that was going to make an appearance, but was then was then changed at the last minute. No, Goji. Bismarck is also in the series. She's in charge.
I remember those.
Yeah, she's in charge of the Western Fleet of Fog. No. See, according to the mangaka, the Pacific Fleet of Fog actually has two commanders. Yamato is the first. Does anyone want to? And Yamato obviously.
Musashi.
It's Enterprise.
No, it's Enterprise. Enterprise represents the represents the the American
Western.
part, the western part of the Pacific. However, Enterprise was cut from the manga because as his apparently like the editor for the mangaka basically told him, do you really want to put this in here and upset many people because of this ship? Because in case you forgot, this ship killed a lot of Japanese people. To which I'm like, are you serious? By that same logic, you wouldn't include any American ships. That's stupid.
Which is genuinely very hilarious because Enterprise is one of the poster girls for Azure Lane, which has an uncensored version of its script.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, but sure. But I guess Azure Lane's also by default Chinese.
Yeah.
So.
But regardless, Enterprise, and also I think it might have, the other reason I'm glad it didn't happen is Enterprise's SketchUp design sucks. Like, it's god awful. He literally put her in like this fancy European maid outfit. And I'm like, I literally was like, are you fucking serious? Like, again,
that's half the cast of the
Maybe you
British
should start using your head
Lane.
instead of your... Start thinking with the other head, fam.
Yeah, and it's funny because like it was a concept sketch, and like again, Fleet of Fog Enterprise was basically was an aircraft carrier. She launched drones off of her deck to attack people, and apparently also according to the concept was that she loved killing people. And I'm like, okay, so I kept thinking, I'm like, okay, so you would have turned her into a blood-soaked psychopath. Which, okay.
Well, you know what? Honestly, though, like
in a weird way, it tracks.
Never forget that Japan is also incredibly bad at admitting like half the shit that they were involved with in World War II, and that they were on the wrong side from the start.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like they also really like just giving in to character tropes.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta say, nothing that series would do would ever fucking outdo the bullshit that Azure Lane has with it.
Yeah.
Like, I will never forgive what they did to Ark Royal. That shit
Niall,
makes
on
me
your left.
upset. I know, I see.
Oh
them.
yeah, you mean how Ark Royal has a thing for...
Well, that's the thing, is that like, for me, I will outright say that there's a big difference between what... I'll just fucking outright say the words because I don't really care anymore at this. I'm so sick of this fucking conversation, but I will outright say this. To me, there's a big difference between lolicon and pedophile. There is a massive line jump there.
But
and Ark Royal straddles that line harder than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, she does.
And it's not, and I'll tell you the reason why it exists. Kantai Collection had this problem because of the fan base. So apparently, for some fucking reason, so I'm gonna put this out there, because I'm also very biased toward this particular character because she was my first gacha waifu ever, and I have a figure of her, and I had her in game. Nagato. One of the prides of the IJN in general.
Bears, where are you going? It's a Warzone mission.
Yeah, I'm wondering where all the goodies are.
Yeah,
Oh no! Wait, no, I'm the white one.
Is red, so.
And Delta's here saying, Delta asking, what the fuck did Enterprise do? What didn't Enterprise do? Like,
she didn't get called the Greg Ghost for nothing.
Azure Lane Ark Royal's a fucking pedophile who needs to die.
Okay, yeah, Goji's gonna come out and say it, yeah. Here's the thing about Enterprise, though. Let's get on a better topic. USS Enterprise is the most famous ship of World War II and saw more combat and did more than any other ship in the war. Enterprise...
Every major battle.
Hey,
that
I got this. This is I'm the history guy here. You're right, but correct me on anything I miss, okay? Because I'm probably gonna miss a lot. But yes, Andrea's correct. Enterprise saw every major action in the Pacific. She's got 20 battle stars. At one point,
that's what I was gonna bring up.
Yeah, at one point she was the only aircraft carrier that the United States had, and she's still
in the Pacific.
Yeah, and for a year and a half, she held the line alone. Constantly.
I wouldn't even say held. I would say she pushed it.
Yeah.
Even then.
Yeah, she did. And like, there's a reason why the Japanese were afraid of her. They were so many times they thought they sunk her, only for her to come back with a vengeance. Unfortunately,
Lucky E.
the Big E, Lucky E, the Galloping Ghost, the Gray Ghost, whatever you want to call her.
The Gray Ghost!
Yeah. However, unfortunately...
I've not heard Galloping Ghost before.
Yeah, unfortunately, heroic stories often don't have a heroic end. And in Enterprise's case, she would see the end of the war, be taken back, and despite the efforts by many people to keep her alive as a museum ship, she was sold for scrap in the 50s. Mainly because she wasn't long enough, and she didn't have the deck space to launch jets, which were becoming the future. So, they
better
scrapped
fucking faith in Nagasaki
Well,
and Saratoga, at least.
More than just that, but she was actually put out of action like, what was it, 8 months before the war's end?
Yeah, she got hit by a kamikaze that blew the entire front elevator out of the ship. There's a famous...
It blew it like, what, 200, 300 feet in the air?
Yeah. Yes, one
The number
plane.
3 elevator?
Yeah, one plane did that, yes. There's a famous... Like, just look up Enterprise elevator explosion. It's frightening to see. But yes, she was sold for scrap. However... the legend doesn't end there. Because... no. The legend doesn't end there. Because, shortly after, we'll say around the 60s, the United States came up with the idea of, wait a minute, what if we mount a nuclear reactor to an aircraft carrier? We would
have so much power on this thing.
Yeah, we would have something that could be anywhere for a long periods of time. And
all we'd have to do is feed the crew.
And so they decided, well, this first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier needs to be something that history will remember. And so it was designated USS CVN-65 USS Enterprise, the first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier who would serve for 50-plus years. She was only decommissioned about a few years ago.
Really?
She was sailing with aircraft carriers that were 2 or 3 generations beyond her. But didn't matter. And...
she's the E.
Yeah, and also, the legend doesn't end there either, because there's one really cool story about her that I love. No, Dwarf, I'm talking about the real USS Enterprise. So, the badass thing about USS Enterprise is, naturally, CVN-65 was around during the time of the September 11th, with the attacks on September 11th. Well, just so happened when that was occurring, Enterprise was out on a training mission, and then news of the September 11th terrorist attacks got to the Enterprise. Enterprise's crew reacted exactly how how her ancestors did. They turned the ship around and drove right for the Persian Gulf with all 8 of the reactors on, making the ship, for the first time in history, no other carrier has ever done this. They activated all 8 reactors, pushing the engines to the red line, and outran her escorts to get to the action first. She was the first ship in the Gulf and the first ship to launch attacks in the War on Terror. She would also be one of the ones who was there the longest. And yeah, she outran her destroyer escorts, pushed the reactors to the red line, safety be damned. And here's the thing, she was not ordered to go. It's just as soon as the captain...
They just knew.
They just went. Without permission, they're like, fuck it, turn around, we're leaving.
It's like, we're not taking this line down.
We will not take it lying down, we're going now.
Is that scene from Event Horizon?
Yeah.
Where, like, listening to those hellish screams on the recording, Lawrence Fishburne turns it off and goes, "We're leaving."
Yep. But so, and here's the thing. While it is true that CVN-65 has been decommissioned, it's not the end of that legacy. Because right now, the 3rd Gerald R. Ford class supercarrier, slated to begin construction, I think, next year or the year after, is slated to be CVN-85 USS Enterprise.
A 3rd Enterprise.
Yeah. And if rumors are to be believed, she will become the flagship of the U.S. Navy. However, but I'm not buying that, as much as I wish that was the case. I wish that was the case. Unfortunately, the U.S. Navy already has a flagship. Her name's USS Constitution. Which And I'm like, okay, but Constitution's an old sailing ship. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, but
No.
yeah. But regardless,
Yeah.
but regardless,
Hand it off to Enterprise at this point.
what's
Also,
I'll probably tell you why.
Also,
it's the flagship
we
Better
might need
that
to
than
pull
a-
back my arm.
we gotta go?
Part of my arm.
Alright.
Yeah,
All
my armor's already
Okay.
got stripped. My armor got stripped already, so we should probably get.
All
going.
right, rotate to the back of
the
those.
reason why it's the flagship. Like, let's be honest here.
I was gonna
It's the
say
name.
rotate to the back, Ferris.
We're done. We got a million,
Yeah.
almost a million seabells. Go ahead, go ahead, Niall.
I fucking love Campbell's accent. It's very Northern.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Niall.
it's the name that's the flagship. This is why it's the flagship. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like flagship of fleets are chosen because of stuff like that. Like, let's be honest. America is also very up its own ass when it comes to its nationalism, and when it comes to the word Constitution, the thing that like more or less gave America its existence as we understand it,
It looks like
Yeah.
you've got plenty of damage.
like,
Feel free
doesn't
to
matter
report
what kind of
before
like
you
impressive
send
history a name can carry when it's because like Enterprise is much less of a hard word than it is. I mean, I don't know. Like Constitution, just it sticks
Yeah.
because it's the Constitution. Like,
But it should be noted that the third version of Enterprise will have pieces and parts from both Enterprise version 1 and 2 added to her, so which is cool. And apparently, anything new that will be added to the supercarriers will be tested on Enterprise first. So she will get access to the newest stuff before everyone else,
Ooh.
which makes sense. Also, here's what's even funnier to me is that I love this so much. So, one thing, like, I made a bet with a friend of mine that the moment Enterprise launches and becomes an active ship in the Navy, the sailors are going to put pictures of Azure Lane Enterprise all over her.
well, it's funny you say that because a lot of the sailors on many countries,
Yeah.
right, like I think mostly in Japan and America,
Yeah.
have outright said that if this girl existed back then,
Yeah.
she would be plastered all over the goddamn ship.
Like Iowa. Yeah.
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 Yep.
Like,
I put something in non-speakers earlier.
hmm
no.
What have you done?
Let's see. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'd run too.
Oh no.
I'd run too. Nope.
You don't want to no, you don't want to deal with those magical girls.
Yeah,
those
just-
magical girls
Yeah,
are so.
no,
Are,
you take that Cube-looking little thing and you turn him into a kebab. That's what you do.
actually, in the
Do you know who the one in the foreground is?
I know that's Cardcaptor
Yeah.
Sakura.
That's Cardcaptor
Yeah.
Sakura.
yeah,
Yeah.
one of Clamp's originals.
Yep.
Also,
One of I think it is the other series that made magical girl as a genre popular. Between that and Sailor Moon.
yeah, no, there's a okay. So, who here actually has heard about Thunderbolt Fantasy?
Yeah.
Me. I still need to see it.
conventional.
Show love
So,
one
there is a-
hello, my love
So there is a
everyone.
special during
Hype
season
love one
2
Zaruk Miles
where
Zaruk Wisp
Gen
Zaruk
Urobuchi
George.
actually writes a script that the girls of season 2 and season 1 run into Cube
Hi, Fountain.
and then Cube gets outsmarted by the cast and gets his shit repeatedly like sliced apart by the entire female cast.
Good. Yeah, just good.
And also
Good.
like this is all puppetry. Like
Yeah.
the girls in Thunderbolt Fantasy do not fuck around. They are
No.
all sword masters.
Okay, that I thought that name was familiar. That was the series that Zaruk showed me
Yes.
with the Arturia crossover. Well,
Yeah.
apparently Gen Urobuchi writes that entire goddamn series.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a good series.
and-
I'd recommend it.
Also, give me a second, Dwarf.
Oh.
And also, there's one other thing that's badass about it. So the theme song for some of the music for Thunderbolt Fantasy, not all of it, but a good amount of the music for Thunderbolt Fantasy was done by TM Revolution, who's a well-known singer and artist for Japanese stuff. For example, he did the openings for
Soul Eater.
Yeah, he did the openings for Soul Eater. He did the openings for Sengoku Basara. But
Yeah.
here's the thing. Because he was doing a lot of the music for Thunderbolt Fantasy, they made him a character in Thunderbolt Fantasy, who has like he's
favorite.
basically a bard with like this demon guitar. And
Yes!
Niall, the scene I showed you with the dude fighting the dragon, that's him.
Yeah,
that's him. That's his character.
You showed me that.
Yes, I love him.
Yeah, yep.
The dude.
That's amazing.
The dude manifests a demon loot because that's his ultimate expression of himself.
Mm-hmm. And literally rocks so hard that he pushes the dragon's fire breath back into its mouth and literally like gags it. Though it does take.
He decapitates people with the fucking loot with just like playing notes.
Also, someone has summoned Zera, so we have to show that real quick.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Here you go, everybody.
Also. Looks as fit as he is.
Yeah.
Like the dude has a very athletic body.
Mm-hmm.
That he's very proud of showing off.
It should also be noted about TM Revolution that he what's the other thing? Is that he's aside from the fact that he's basically like, well, yeah, aside from all of that, it's also the fact that he's a massive ass nerd. He is a
I almost just spat my water at what Goatee said.
What? Who summoned the Ink Demon's aunt? No. God, no. So, for those who are new here or don't know, introductions. Zera Stormbringer is the arch enemy to Zaruk Windcaller. If Zaruk is lawful neutral, Zera is chaotic neutral. Everyone is a tool.
No, chaotic evil.
No, chaotic neutral. Don't fight. It's my character. Don't fight me on this. Because she is actually capable of making deals with people she trusts. She only trusts one person. But regardless, yes, everyone is a tool, everyone is expendable, though she's never beaten Zaruk in combat. She prefers more physical ability and more silver tongue duplicity. She actually is not very good at magic. So, Zera trusts herself and one other person named Cassandra, who you've all met. It's Keldrick's character. But Cassandra is the only other person Zera trusts. Because Cassandra is just as crazy as Zera is. But yes, so that is here until someone banishes her.
Probably trusts her about as far as she can throw her.
Yeah, which is pretty far, apparently. Anyway,
yeah.
Also, Ferris, you're rubbing your mic a lot. I keep hearing you, bump into it.
Sorry.
All right. Let's see. All right, everything's...
I also posted in non-speakers a picture of TM Revolutions.
Yeah, no, the man, again, I'm with you. He looks like a vampire. There's, again, 50-plus years old, and I'm...
By God's light, I smite you!
That was great.
That's so rude.
No, it's fine.
God,
I love that banishment thing, though. Props to, So, if y'all are wondering who did this, so, real quick. The person who did the PNG is Solarhold. Solarhold did the PNG of Zera. The person who, Oh, God. Really?
Now the question is which takes priority.
So, well, she's banished, so I didn't bring her back. And as for the person who did the animation of Zera getting hit by a freaking orbital strike, that was Swayzeby, the same person who did the transition. And now for the other thing, because this is the break the seal for 10 minutes, this can't be banished. You just have to deal with this one. This is Zara's...
Well, we have something to deal with it.
Yeah, this is Zara's true form as a monster. And
no.
Yep, oh no is correct. Two things. One, this design, the concept and the design were done up by Amina, aka Fountain Stranger. She did the design. Sugar Rush Eyes, who's done a lot of PNGs for people and has done some really good artwork, go follow them on Twitter, Sugar is the one who took that concept and made this. So real quick, just to point out a few things. First of all, the reversed hands. You can actually see the hands are backwards. They're not, they don't look right.
That is a good detail. I never picked up on that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Also,
I'm trying to process a little bit.
Yeah. So, Sugar did a great job. And basically what we did was we were in... Kaiju Zara is inspired by 3 things. She's inspired by Megidramon from Digimon. She's inspired by the Wyverns from Monster Hunter. And we also...
That looks like some sort of Pokemon to me, not gonna lie.
She looks like a Pokemon. And she was also inspired by, we wanted to do something serpentine or evil, so we went with this. And yes, she has lightning powers, because yes.
There is a little bit of a Reshiram gimmick to it. Like, the arms and the face kind of remind me of Reshiram, yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, so she's here for 10 minutes, and then she goes away. So, jump us to where we need to go. Get in the Master Ball! I mean, I don't know why you're powering up Nile. Nile could beat the shit out of Zara. Like, Nile's a goddess, remember?
Well, X deity, but she's what I refer to as a natural deity.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, her influence over the world around her is what gives her the status of god, but despite her not retaining that title, it was only a title. There are 2 types of gods. Gods that gain god status from the people around them who see them as such, and gods who become gods due to the actions that they have done and thus the faith they receive. When you cease to receive that faith, you no longer exist or have the powers of a god. Mm-hmm. Nile is the other one. She has all of her powers forever, she just isn't seen as a deity anymore because nobody sees her as such.
What's that quote? How's that meme go? It was like, I'm running on like a few hours of sleep in an Oreo and I'm ready to fight God or become him.
I don't remember that one.
I think my favorite one is I will walk backward. I will walk backward facing heaven into the middle, like the I forget how the quote actually went, like just walk backwards into hell, giving the middle fingers to God. I love that. I love that gimmick. But
I've never even heard that one.
You should hear Nova way more than Nile. Nile may be big and like a big intimidating monster, but Nova is existentially terrifying. She has made entire timelines cease to exist out of boredom.
Yeah.
And everything within it forgotten universally. So she's way more existentially upsettingly terrifying. She is the one that you should fear.
Yeah. Okay, so
Nile's chill. She just vibes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course she is. We're talking to her. So, also for those who don't know, Mama Nile here is has been wanting to record games like this, but her laptop is not very good. So she does have a throne set up so she can get some money together for a new gaming laptop, and she's going with a laptop because of how did you
power
say
prop?
Yeah.
The wiring's old. The power's not steady.
Yeah. The general gist is that my house is like 50 years old, and my room, which is the basement, it has 3 different outlets, but they all run off of one circuit, and that's a severe fire hazard. Mm-hmm. And a few months ago, my the space heater that I had, its plug caught fucking fire. And the reason why was because, after like 5 or 6 years of having it too, the reason why was because what I had it plugged into was just decided to just stop functioning properly, and it just fucking caught fire, and thankfully nothing was damaged. Like, the only thing that was damaged was the plug itself. So, but unfortunately that heater is gone now. So the whole thing is that my house is a little outdated. I don't really have like a solid space to put a tower. Like I do, but the towers that I would functionally be using are a little bit too tall for the
Andrea, where are you going?
space in my desk.
Yeah, but the point is that if you want to support Niall, she does have a throne. So please go support her because she deserves it.
Yeah.
Try and link that. I'm not.
You can just post the
How to
link.
do this. I forget how to do this. That's the problem. I forget how to do it.
But yes, go support, because remember, for those who don't know, Throne literally, like, no one has to buy it immediately for it, just the money keeps collecting until she has enough for it. So, go support her. Yes, we want to upgrade Niall's gaming setup so she can stream this with us, rather than trying to record it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
Two words to explain what I was doing. High ground!
High ground! It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Okay, I hate to say this. No version of that will ever beat the Lego Skywalker Saga version, where he literally lands on a ladder and climbs to the tippy top of it, so he can say, "It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground."
There we go.
We should just have those two words on the soundboard at some point.
High ground. High ground.
High ground!
High ground. There we go. So yes, I pinned it. I pinned it here in the chat. So if you would like to support Mama Niall, please go click that link right there. So that way she can stream and play games like this with us.
For some reason isn't scary, should you be concerned? I mean, if you so much as make her a little bit peeved with you, she could just will you to no longer exist, and everything you've ever loved and had an effect on
Lucas
would
is
never
so
remember
tiny.
you. Like
Now it's
one
dead.
of my existential dreads is the idea that like when I die, just everything ceases to exist, and that's one of her side gimmicks is that yeah, she can just make things not exist anymore. Name, history, effect on world around you, just nope, gone. And she's done that multiple times in her lore. Mostly
How many
to
times
find
has
out
she
whether
gone,
or not
you know
she
what?
enjoys doing it. She had a
How
whole
many times
ass character arc when, after the war she had, and she's like, do I actually enjoy being like this? And she spent like for what was for her approximately 10 years trying this on like hundreds of thousands of other timelines. Mostly parallel ones that would not affect like a primary timeline, but
Parallel
regardless,
universes.
Parallel universe.
yeah, her whole thing is multiverse concept.
Also, wait, I
because-
have to say
yeah.
this because Chesso said this. Finding out the game has fall damage. High ground. High ground. All right, let's be hello there. All right, let's be real with ourselves. When we all play a game, we all test for fall damage immediately by jumping off of something high, don't we?
No.
Of course.
No.
Mine, that depends on what the game is.
You gotta-
But, like, no, I
you gotta be
usually
brave.
Look around and find out.
You gotta be brave, Andrea. You gotta test the ground.
I don't... Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I usually find out the hard way anyway.
Or better yet, if you need to test it, just find some poor schmuck and shove him from a high place. See what happens.
Yeah, like in Baldur's
Like
Gate.
in Baldur's Gate, where you can just force push a dude off of a high place and watch him fall. And if he dies, then well, he's gonna get hurt.
Oh no!
You basically go,
That's how
oh
he-
no,
that's how he
anyway.
took out, no, that's how he took out the goblin camp.
Also, nah, you need to see what Born Dwarf said.
No, I saw that. Yeah, I saw it.
Imagine Alt F4ing someone because they mildly inconvenienced you.
And not just someone. Like, every memory associated with them. Every effect they had on the world around them, too. Sure, it wouldn't necessarily change the world state. It'd be like, okay, so if you could, like, just Alt F4 and Hitler, like, mid-World War II, with her, if she did that, no one would remember him. No one even knows his name. No one knows any of the effects he had on the world, but the world state would not change. There'd be a war going on, but no one knows why. No one knows what happened. All memory associated is just gone.
Sorry.
And that's
Alright.
essentially terrifying to me. Just the idea that you can just stop existing and nothing will ever remember you. Because that was also.
I'm starting to wonder if this is you projecting a little bit.
Well, every character I create has a bit of me in them. Yes.
That's fair.
Every character, I stand by this. Any character that you put time and effort into that you care a lot about is going to have a piece of you in them.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. Because I'm sorry to say this, but and this is coming from someone who plays D&D and other tabletop games. If you just slap together a character willy-nilly and don't care about them, then you shouldn't be using them. Like, at all. Because if you care nothing for the character, you're not going to care for the game either. Now, granted, that does not mean you have the right to go out and make an asshole just so you can, just because you're like, oh, I don't care what happens to them. I don't care if everyone hates them. Don't do that. Ever. Don't
ever be that guy.
Don't be that guy or that girl.
Yeah, no, like, when you say it's what my character would do, is like, yeah, but who's controlling the character?
Yeah. Just confirm that all it does is basically say, I'm an asshole, and I'm going to use this as a way to excuse my assholey behavior. Don't do that. Because here's the thing.
Hey, Rifleman, you made a mistake, buddy. You're not supposed to be on the front line.
Go ahead, Niall.
Nova's lore is exceedingly it's exceedingly a lot, mostly because it requires some level of knowledge of the Drakenir lordom, because she exists on an AU of that alternate universe timeline concept, where like instead of 2003.
Wait, did you say Drakengard? Wait, did you say Drakengard timeline shenanigans?
Drakenir.
Drakenir, which is because the E ending of Drakengard 1 directly leads to Nier, which then by extension leads to Nier Automata after an 8,000-year time skip. So essentially, between the time that the Grotesquerie Queen and Kaim and the dragon appear in Tokyo, Japan, at the end of Drakengard, ending E, to the end of Nier Automata, that's about 10,000 years that have passed.
That's true. And then we also
they
get
are
shot
so
down.
distant that but like, so Nova's entire thing is that, like, instead of like, was it like the mid 2000s when that happened, it actually happened in 2022. Because that's more or less when I defined her as a character, maybe 2021, give or take. Which as a result, had some level of different effects, but so eventually, Nier and Nier Automata are relatively canon, but Nova's story begins because everything for Nova, everything after ending A/B of Nier Automata did not happen in her timeline. She woke up at that point, and that's where her story started. So it's a timeline divergence.
Yeah.
So her timeline is an alternate timeline of a fantasy timeline created in our timeline. It's welcome to multiverse. It's confusing by nature.
Parallel universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, her whole thing is that it's like she was the first thing that happened to her upon waking up was that she was upon becoming conscious and aware, like becoming fully sapient, was that she was little more than a 12-foot or a 12-inch long serpent, like a little machine snake drone.
She's a little noodle.
And the first thing that happens is that a Yorha android tries to fucking end her life.
Yeah.
And she doesn't understand why. She just exists. And then over the course of a few months, she gets a little bigger and gains more knowledge about, well, this is kind of the state of the world. All humans are gone. They have been for thousands of years. The Yorha don't know that because they're told that they're supposed to be on the moon. Sorry for spoiling the big quote-unquote plot twist of Nier Automata, but that, if you know Nier, you know that's the case anyway.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is that, like, that's at that point when they learn that there's a new weird machine life form that has speaking ability that it shouldn't have. The Yorha grow concerned. Commander White has 2B and 9S go check that shit out, and they meet what is essentially a cyber dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! That's just talking and using an android's corpse to do so because she hasn't developed her own vocal module yet, because she hadn't really had the time to. And then when they try to kill her as well, she goes, alright, fuck this, and just, like, blows them both up, escapes,
It's literally okay.
And then goes on this vendetta lifestyle of I'm going to evolve myself to ensure that you all are not ever gonna hurt me again. In the process, meets a Gen 1 Yorha android that's somehow still like similar to A2, but like not a little older than A2. Makes a friend with that one. And that's where her companion, Cyber Phoenix, aka Nephtes, comes from. And then together they create this alternate race called the Cyber Beast, which are basically just various forms of very advanced mechanical animals that all have some level of sentience, by converting the smaller, lesser machine life forms into something far greater. By the end of it all, she wipes out all of Yorha, except for like a couple hundred, because they were smart enough to not fight her. She had the rule of, if they won't fight back, I won't kill them, but I will absolutely put them in their place. Which results in a couple hundred Yorha left. 9S and 2B are basically essentially lobotomized as a statement to show these are your two best. They no longer have the ability to fight. I've stripped them of their entire memory of how to fight, why they fight, and what they do.
Okay, hey.
They are little more than civilians.
Don't mean to interrupt. Okay, watch yourselves. This is a trap. We're literally springing a trap here, so watch yourselves.
Yeah, we're walking into a trap.
Also, I want to say, it's really
trap.
funny that you mentioned that we are almost pirate, that the Bloody Magpies are almost pirates, and we're dealing with pirates right now.
I actually did comment on that earlier. It's like, we basically are pirates.
Yeah, except we have standards and morals.
Well,
and also we're gonna
watch
kill
your
the
step
other
now.
pirates.
My step? What are you talking
Okay.
And
what do you mean my step? What are you talking about?
Euros, we've got dropships incoming on our position. IFF readings peg them as belonging to the Overland Confederation.
The heck is the Oberon Confederation?
oh, they're in outer territory. Oh! Two at a time.
Oberon Confederation. That's periphery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're periphery state.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just
Magpies? It's gonna be a shooting gallery.
Good.
But yeah, it's very interesting because like I remember like looking up like more about Drakengard. Because I know very little about Drakengard beyond a couple things, and apparently 2 and 3 are prequels, and 1 is like the actual primary timeline. I think that the timeline went.
Okay.
I think it was 2-3-1 or 3-2-1.
Okay. 2 and 3 are prequels. 3 ending E is the ending that basically started the virus that happened in Nier. That's where the virus originated.
No, that's 1. 1's
No.
E was
Well, no, it's no. It's also 3 ending E. That it's because of the last song that was created.
What?
Okay, so
a song was
don't-
made in
do
a
not-
prequel,
do
and
not-
that song
yeah.
got used.
Do not go on a lore dump here. Go.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're fighting right now.
Yes, okay, so what you're saying is something was made in 3, and that was used in 1. Like, it showed where that thing that happened came from.
Yeah. Like,
Which, again, yeah, that's where a prequel that makes sense. So.
yeah, it leads to a lot of events that are, like, that connect near to Drakengard.
That's 6.
I
That's
still
awesome.
really want to play
They're down to their last
the
2.
Nier remake. It looks so good. But I miss Papa Nier. They should have had the ability that you can play as Papa Nier, because I like that dynamic more. Like, Brother Nier is fine, it's just that it's like, I think the game is more entertaining as Papa Nier, because the dialogue never changed. And my favorite line from that think was the original version where Nier is a young man. Like, I think he's like late teens by the end of the game. And replicant, which is the one that the West got, was father-daughter.
Oh, okay. Dropping in the middle.
Yona was his daughter, not his sister in that one, and he was like a 30-year-old
and
man.
slam.
Hey, Zera.
Come on,
welcome.
slam. Welcome to the jam.
Hey. Enough about Nier for a minute. Quick introduction. This is Zera. She's a friend of mine.
Oh, no.
Hello.
Oh, God. All the attention's on me now.
Yes, it is.
Shit.
And it's
Zera's I'm familiar with.
It's Zera's.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's Zera's Mechwarrior 4 streams that got me into Mechwarrior in the first place. So.
Oh.
Really?
Wow!
Yes.
We're fighting a Franken-mech.
Oh, good. Kill it.
Oh, it's a Corsair.
And now it's
Interesting.
Let's loot it.
I didn't even
I
get a
want.
shot off on that one, man.
Let's loot it. It's stupid. I like it.
That would have to be Ericsson. Consider him your primary target, Commander.
Yep.
Wait, why am I
He's dead.
affected by ECM?
Coming in. That seems
Why am I
to be
getting
the last
ECM?
Confederation's raiding party.
Yeah, I'm getting ECM too.
As am I. I think that's just the gimmick of the fight.
No, I think it's one of the allied mechs.
After this mission, Zera will pull you in for one.
I'll pretend
I think
didn't
you'll
say
like what we
that.
have in our collection.
Yeah. Let's just.
Hey, Zaruk, did you bump up your salvage shares this time around?
No, because we have they hate us. So.
We fulfilled our contract.
That's fair enough.
Out of here, Commander. I've had enough of pirates.
Also, sorry that your introduction is very chaotic, Sarah.
That's okay. I don't mind. It's not, nothing. I'm nothing special. So, just another.
Well,
person.
if you're the reason the Bloody Magpies exist, I'd say you are.
Yeah, that's the name of the mech lance, by the way.
Oh, okay.
That's the name of the Merc company.
I don't know. That seems more like
Oh, we
attributable
got
to
it! We
Warhammer
got it
40K
anyway.
than me,
We got
but
the Franken mech as a reward.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yay!
hell yeah.
It is in.
Well, what's left of it?
Yeah, what's left of it. It is in pieces, but you know.
Well, we do have one of the best mech techs.
Yeah. So.
The guy who can rebuild a destroyed battle mech.
Okay, so someone has to step out so Zera can play a few rounds.
Oh no, I don't want to kick somebody out.
Well, no,
It's not fair to them.
That's
Oh
why.
my god, it got so fucked up.
Oh god. Yeah, we
Mech is inoperable and must be repaired before use. No shit.
there is.
Well,
Jesus.
even when it's repaired, it looks like hell.
Yeah.
It looks like trash.
Oh
It
yeah.
looks like trash. That's why we love it.
That's one of the things we love about the Corsair. It's
Ugly.
such a weird mech.
What's
Exactly,
the mech
but
that like has the head to the side? That's Thunderbolt, right?
There's a
Yeah.
couple mechs like that.
There's a few with
Got it.
off-center noggins.
Well, yeah. The one in this game that's big and shaped like that. That would have been the Thunderbolt, correct?
Probably, most
Oh,
likely.
it looks like it uses a Thunderbolt as its body base, at least for the top half.
Let
Oh
me
god!
just
Oh god!
go for a
Do
bit.
you know how much money it's gonna cost even in an industrial zone to fix this thing?
How much?
6 million sea bills.
Third of a
Jesus Christ.
year.
Yeah, and a third of a year to fix it.
Holy
That sounds
shit.
about right.
Yeah, we
let's see.
really messed this thing up.
Oh,
We
yeah.
tore it to shreds. It had a heavy.
Okay.
What does this thing even have? A chem laser, a heavy rifle, two
Mhm.
chem lasers actually.
Fine, I can report it.
AC-20.
And the best part is, we actually didn't destroy the chem laser. We just broke it.
Also, the thing also runs an XL engine, so this thing is fucking fast.
Mm-hmm. Also, Zera, I don't know if you have the stream pulled up or not, but you might want to look at what I have on display on my stream.
I see it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have a we do have a Timberwolf. So,
Nice, Modge.
It doesn't always
it
work.
doesn't always work, but when it does. Oh yeah, and also the shark custom. Somebody made it.
Oh right, I forgot about the shark custom.
Yeah!
That was your doing, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Truth be told, I'm a pretty hardcore Intersphere person. There's not many clan mechs I like.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Hey, we got
Th-
them.
I mean, don't
I'm
get-
mostly the
Don't
same
get me
way.
wrong, they're great, but when it comes to clan invasion, you pick a side, and I pick Intersphere.
also,
Always.
They're my
What's
home.
your,
we also
what's your favorite era?
Succession Wars, 3rd and 4th.
And
Yeah,
also we
yeah.
have the Mauler Knockout from the BattleTech TV show. So
Oh, nice. Mauler's such an odd duck.
Yeah.
Or if you're a if you're a silly Curitan, you might call it a Daboku.
Yeah. And
that's a different mech, but go on.
And before we continue, because it was Niall who made this joke, and so I want you to be able to picture it too. The Night Star. Niall, you told Zera what joke you made about the Night Star.
It looks like the fucking Take On Me Halo bit.
No, it does.
With the
Absolutely, it does.
With the two guys dressed as Master Chief just doing the fucking funny run in the middle of a convention.
Yep. It absolutely looks like that, doing the do thing with the arms. There's another mech, like the old art. Look at the old art for the Kintaro. Same energy.
Oh, yeah.
With its wonky ass hips.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Zera. If you could have any mech in the game now, because, like, there's more DLC coming for this game, we know that. But, like, if you could have any mech that's not in the game now, but you would want it, what would you want?
Honestly, I'm pretty happy. I mean, since I'm a pretty big Succession Wars person, they more or less have all of my faves.
Hang on, I need to share this now.
Actually,
this is unseen. Cool. This is the unseen artwork for the Kintaro.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. I'm putting it in on speakers.
That's okay. If we're going into the,
hang on.
I'm way behind on playing storyline stuff, but if the actual time frame in the game is going into like the formation of the Free Rasselhog Republic,
it does.
Then yeah, we're looking at like the 3030s, maybe close to the 3040s. So it's getting close to clan invasion.
Yeah, the news feeds actually cut off in 3049.
Yeah, right before the invasion.
I don't recall if it was. I don't recall if it was developed by then, but I wouldn't mind an Axeman. Axeman was always had a special spot.
Axeman was around by then.
Yeah, and it would be a lot better than the Hatchet Man.
Well, I have such conflicted opinions about the Hatchet Man. I love it, but I also hate it.
I know, right?
It's got so much style, but it's so horribly unoptimized for what it wants to do.
Yeah.
Axeman is a more sensible machine.
Yeah.
There it is. It's in non-speakers now.
All right, Lance. Who wants to go give a middle finger to the Combine?
That is a KTO-19 Kintaro.
Where did you post
honestly,
this?
Like,
non-speakers.
Seeing the art style discrepancy between like that style and like what Mechwarrior currently looks like.
Yeah,
like,
the rescene designs are a whole different beast.
Actually, one of the reasons why the Howler or Dobeki or whatever you want to call it was even made was, well, because of the whole issue with the Unseen. A lot of the popular mechs of BattleTech were actually
they were unseens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's the thing. This is a 3-mission operation, a multi-part thing. Would it be okay if, like, so Zera gets to play at least 3 missions that everyone steps out steps out for 1 mission, so Zera can play 1.
All right.
So we rotate.
Sure. Somebody just plays mission control during the whole thing.
So first one's a
battle. This next one is a KTO 20.
So, okay. So apparently,
Zera, do I have you on Steam?
I suspect probably not.
Okay, hold on. Let's fix that, shall we?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Niall.
So I put a thing in non-speakers.
Mm-hmm.
This was a design that I really love that I have also like borrowed for some of the conceptual designs that Nova would have made in her timeline for battling against Yorha, like combat units specifically. Apparently I did find out that it's actually from BattleTech. It's called a Procyon, which the original art is clearly someone's mechanized furry character, because it looks like a gnoll, and I fucking love it.
Hang on, what are you looking? What?
It looks like a FNAF creature.
It was apparently created by Clan Coyote.
Oh, of course.
There you go, Zera. I just sent you my friend code.
It's a small mech, apparently. It's like 5 tons. It's tiny.
I think that's armor.
That's an ultralight mech.
Oh.
Yeah, that's battle armor, probably.
Battle armor.
Yeah, it looks like it. But that looks... It's a proto-mech, is what it is. It has 2 ER small lasers. One of the best armed proto-mechs available. So apparently, like, I that's just actually kind of amazing. Apparently the one that I sent is a Procyon quad.
Yeah.
And it has 2 AP Gauss rifles and an SRM-2 with 5 reloads.
I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna show...
That's fucking awesome,
I'm gonna show
and it's very fast.
I'm gonna show the armor on here real quick. So everyone can see what Niall is talking about. This is the armor. And yeah, I'm with Ferris on this one. It kind of looks like a FNAF, like something you'd see in, like, in a FNAF game.
Yeah.
I just wanted to elaborate.
I think they were talking about the
quad
quad for the armament, though.
Oh, I just wanted to elaborate on the question you asked earlier about favorite era. I'm generally okay with anything pre-Jihad. Jihad onwards.
That's everyone, it seems.
Well, it's when they stopped giving a shit.
Yeah.
The Jihad things got silly.
I mean, there's some elements to be liked, and Republic of the Sphere, and I thought there was some good conceptual stuff behind Ilkhan, but it's all just kind of a mess.
Yeah, the Il Clan, I've not heard much about Il Clan.
Are you online, Zera?
I'm probably marked invisible. I'm sorry.
You're also not in the game, so it says. So.
Oh, I'm definitely in the game.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Also,
if you're marked invisible, then I can't. Like.
Yeah, let me fix that. I forget that some games do that.
Talking about mechs that I actually wish would come in DLC, mine personally would be the Thug.
Thug is good.
The Thug?
It might be a little redundant since the Hatamoto Chi is on the list, but it's a different
and
look.
Also the Awesome.
Awesome's a bit of a different beast than the Thug.
Yeah, no, the thing is, I'm very much a fan of humanoid body, but very weird design. Like,
so then why don't you drive the Awesome more?
I mean, most of the things I drive is either the Battlemaster, Carnage. I like Carnage, actually. It's my favorite. And yeah, actually, I've been riding around in Carnage right now, mainly the fact because it has 2 AC5s, and I'm just like having a blast just going full auto.
That's weird. I have you like I made a contact with you, but it's not showing you're online.
Oh, strange.
And I think I'm either mixed between.
Here, I'll quit the game and come back.
Yeah, try that. And then if that doesn't work, you can just give me an invite code, and I'll pull you in.
Okay.
Okay, I actually want to bring this up because Niall showing that thing reminded me. Has anyone noticed that, like, it doesn't matter what universe, what game, any of that kind of stuff, we always end up going with, like, if we want a scout unit or some kind of light unit or something like that, we go with, like, a wolf, a warg, an animal of some kind. Like, look at, like, the Wolfenstein, whatever they're called, like the mechanical dogs. I don't know what they're called in Wolfenstein.
Because we know dogs are faster than us.
Well, it also
the reason why is because dogs are man's best friend. Like, when you really get down to it, like, dogs, we literally turned them into our, like, go-to companion. Cats exist, and cats would likely be better as a weapon design, but dogs are also built more hardily, while cats are more lithe, and they're maneuverable, yes, but they're also a bit more fragile. Though, if I'm being perfectly honest, I would like to see more cat designs, and that's one of the reasons why I do like the Ligers and Zoids. They went out of the way to make the Ligers, like, a feline design more prominent than canine designs.
I think also the reason why we have all these kind of designs is because we have the idea of scouts also being the pack, the ones at the vanguard, the ones ahead. So we think of, like, the stalkers or the pack the pack hunters and that kind of stuff. Wolves are very.
Give me your invite code, Zera.
Okay.
Wolves come predominantly in the minds of a lot of people when it comes to this kind of thing. So
fair.
Wolves, coyotes,
jackals.
Yeah, that is also true. I think also the fact that there's something like, especially if you're doing like scouting or anything, there's something, or you want to like harass somebody, there's something terrifying about seeing this, well, so larger than
10, 15, 20 ton.
Yeah, that chasing you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing you're not going to get away.
Because that quadruped is probably faster.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in 40K, we think the Titan Legions have the Warhound as their scout Titan, and it's like, again, we release the hounds to sniff out our foes, that kind of thing. It's that whole
because
concept.
we're so used to culturally and otherwise to the idea of having the dog find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we come in for the kill.
Yeah. That's also another thing. That's usually what we have dogs for, sniffing things out. Cats, I think, are good at finding things, but then usually they're the ones that are stalking and going to like take things out. So people might use them for assassins, which is again like another thing.
That is also because it's kind of the way cats are.
Which is funny because that's actually a thing in Zoids as well. The attack cat. It's a small size Zoid, and it was like one of the first that had that had like dedicated stealth modules and like that literally turned it invisible.
Got it.
Yeah.
There you go. Invite sent.
But yeah, most of it comes from a primal kind of like. It comes from a very human design. Like what happens in the back of our heads is like, yeah, it makes sense. So we do it.
Did you get all the mods installed, by the way, Sarah?
And then there's another factor to come in that comes.
I had
into
all those
play
mods already.
Cool.
I got a lot of mods on my game.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then there's another another thing to factor in is that the clans love their totems.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Kodiak.
Yeah, like Dr. White. It's like Dr. White's video said. He goes like space furries with the remnants of the old Defense League.
Yeah,
no,
space furries is not wrong.
Sorry, space murder furries, as he calls them.
Yeah, space murder furries. Yeah.
Kaiju. Oh yeah. Also, Kaiju is Nile.
Kaiju is my mech. Don't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking in the roster real quick.
We have if you can't find anything in the roster, we have the cold storage is full of mechs. So if you have something particular,
you're also the only one that can see that though. Zero.
Yeah, I know. That's why
we can't look into
That's
it.
why I was about to say, if there's anything in particular you want, I will pull it out of cold storage. So
we have to rearm it though.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
What do you want to pilot?
Let's see here. Well, first let me get rid of that.
Are we going to explain about the museum?
You know what? Go ahead, Niall. Why don't you explain our museum?
The museum is essentially just everything we fucking tag and we want to have because we thought it looked cool. But it's protected by an AI-controlled urban mech that has a very fat dumpy that twerks to counterbalance the AC-20 burst fire on its side. And its name is Rocket, the joke being the Rockettes, the can-can dancers. And it sounds like GLaDOS, but speaks like HK-47 from KOTOR.
Oh, okay.
I wanna put out there that I do want to say Zaruk came up with most of this stuff. I like the idea of an urban mech that twerks to counterbalance its AC-20. And then Zaruk came up with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I think the name was probably my idea because I thought it would be a funny joke, even though it doesn't really make sense, given it twerks, doesn't do a can-can, but close enough. But yeah, it's become a thing, and I fucking love it. There's art of it that exists too.
Yes, I've got it. I can't show it on stream because I'll probably get in trouble.
That's okay.
No, you can. There's nothing lewd about it. It's just a butt. Like, butts are usually fine.
Usually.
At the very least, you can show up for 3 seconds, and then you get 3 seconds. That's what I do if I gotta show something that's like a little bit. All
right.
Bit
so here's the thing. Niall is talking about. There you go.
Damn.
And now it's gone. There you go. Okay, so what mech do you want to pilot? And I will pull it out of cold storage if we don't have it.
Well, you silly people are all being assaults right now, so I'm going to be the hipster and I'll just go heavy. Whatever you think would be more useful. I'm cool being either a crusader or an archer.
All right.
Just stock models, you know.
Okay, well the museum doesn't have stock models in it. It's all legendary stuff. So we have Agincourt in here. We have we've got an Archer T model. I don't know which one that is.
Really? No stock?
No.
Ah, shit.
Bless you.
I usually mute myself when I sneeze.
Yeah, and if you want to...
I'm playing on my own file right now,
yeah,
so...
And if you want the Crusader, we do have the Char Custom, which I believe that
I saw that, but it says it's over ton right now.
Oh, no, it's not. Unless are you using...
Well...
No, it's not.
Yeah, are you using the lightweight weapon mod that we use?
No, I don't believe I am.
That's why.
Okay.
Because for us, it reads out as 64.56.
Okay, for me,
we tend to stack our mechs pretty heavy.
But I do have...
Omni slot plus lightweight weapons makes the game very fun.
Yeah. Let's see.
Every engagement is a shooting gallery.
I do have a Warhammer, a stock Warhammer I can pull out for you.
I'll take it.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. I just pulled it out.
I'm plain Jane. I like stock configurations. I don't like to
honestly,
get too flashy.
The 6R Warhammer is... StarCorp knocked it out of the park on that one, you know?
It's got a few wrinkles here and there, but it is definitely a super solid machine.
What do you say? Well, I'm
Make sure
all right.
It's got
Color me curious.
It's got nothing on it. You need to equip it first.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah. Also,
Color me curious.
Oh, real quick, hold on before you say anything. What Zera, because you, or maybe Niall, you're the one who posted it. What in the world did you post in non-speakers, Niall? Because I want to know what that mech is.
Oh, my ideal dream mech in Mechwarrior?
Yeah, what is that?
That's the...
That's the iron... That's the stone rhino.
Yeah, stone rhino. Amaris's folly.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
At around near the end of the Succession War, everyone's favorite fella, Stefan Amaris, the guy, the fat dude with the bib.
Something you'll notice, something you'll see over and over throughout history, including with Amaris, is that every time one of these psychos gets into power, they adore this idea of wonder weapons.
Of course.
Yeah. So here's the Stone Rhino. As you can see, it has so many weapons that it could operate functionality. Also, things that Amaris did ruin: the planet Venus. It used to be a garden world until Amaris tried to take the
Venus sun shade.
Yeah, the shade that was protecting the planet from the sun, and
he said, "No, I want to use this as a
laser
to try and turn the sun into a laser beam."
The sun is a deadly laser.
The sun is a deadly laser.
He wanted to do that. Yes, he said, "I want to use this sunshade to turn the sun into a laser weapon." Stefan Amaris, everyone.
The sun is a deadly laser.
Yeah, that.
No, it ain't. Unfortunately, the blanket broke. The moment he tried to move the sunshade, it broke, and Venus was instantly, fried.
So, hey, quick question. What Zeus's do you have in your museum? Because that's another one I'm quite fond of.
The Zeus? I don't know.
I just noticed the Warhammer you grabbed was a 6D, and I hate me the Fed Rats.
Do we have, you don't like the Federated Suns? Then I don't
Fed Rats.
I don't think...
I've never heard Fed Rats before.
I don't think we're going to be mech friends, then.
Well...
I like House Davion, so...
Davion's okay.
They're not
fairly
bad.
neutral. Yeah, it's like I'm fairly neutral about them.
Wait.
Although when they get overly smug, they do need to get a fly swatter to the face.
I would be perfectly honest. Like I am not a Mechwarrior person when it comes to lore. I just like the funny robots. But if I really give my loyalty to anybody, it would be the Canopin cat girls. I'm sorry.
That is your. I forgot that was your retirement
I just
plan.
love that I just love that that's even a fucking thing. Like the fact that exists. Like, nah, that's where I am. I'm there. Call me Isaac Clan, because I'm gonna be clanning all over your fucking ass in my clan mech. That's it.
Well, that's at the complete opposite end of the inner sphere, anyway. So.
Hang on, we're gonna jump to an industrial hub because I can get you a Zeus. So.
Oh, right, the mod that hunts me
I
out.
found my own kaiju in my own file, literally right next to Space Florida. Like that shit still makes me laugh.
Which one was Space Florida
remember
again?
It's literally called Florida. There is a planet in the map, or on the map, that is called Florida.
Yeah.
And I found I think it's part of an industrial hub, or we're right next to one. And that's where I found my fucking kaiju in my own save file.
Which Zeus, Zera? We have a 5S, a 6S, a 6T, and a 9S.
I am a little bit more Ooh, the 9S. You know, let's go with 16.
9S is a good boy.
Also, me
Very
just waving my little Saint Ives flag.
Also, wait, Niall, because we mentioned 9S, play the clip. You know, it always. Thank you.
Ends like this.
Thank you. Yeah. It'd be so. Yeah, it's so sad, but
Keep that clip on hand for if the Zeus goes down.
yeah, it always ends like this.
Who's the person who had a question
TV,
about the
spit in my
Warhammer?
mouth, call me garbage.
I was curious about what your thoughts on it were.
It's very good. I mean,
you said that you had some it sounded like you had some criticisms. I'm curious.
A little bit. The thing about the Warhammer is that it's got enough firepower to get itself in trouble, because 2 PPCs downrange and enough heat sinks to fire them with any kind of regularity makes it a pretty significant threat.
Yes.
I feel like, but it's also got a pretty significant medium to short range arsenal as well.
Yeah, most of the heavier mechs tend to have
it's I feel like it's a little light on the leg armor for brawling distance. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's super solid. I'd say it's pretty darn good. I just feel like, you know, every mech, there is no perfect mech, basically.
No.
You got to make some compromises somewhere.
It's not the kaiju.
How much does it cost?
The green, yeah, that's why there's no perfect mech.
Yeah, but that's really my only drawback. I'm not I think maybe small lasers and machine guns are a smidge excessive.
Well, it's just, I personally see it as more of a redundancy.
You said you wanted the 6T version?
Yes, the 6T is lovely.
You got it.
Thank you.
What the? Wait, what happened to my Battle Master?
Oh, it's in storage.
Oh. What's this one, then?
For what it's worth, I significantly prefer the Warhammer to the Marauder. Marauder's fine too, but those side torsos and the ammo explosions.
The Marauder and the King Crab are like my favorite mech designs in the games.
Well, they're very awesome
I
designs.
like the ones that have like the bird feet and the cool like sleek upper torso. Like I like that stuff.
This is cool.
I think I think what I love about the King Crab is that it does evoke a very scary image, especially if you're like in an urban center.
I've re-invited you on there.
Just like looming
Thank you.
Okay.
Looming over everything.
I should be good now.
Yeah, there you go.
With the Zeus. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, why does this Battlemaster have an Iron Brood design?
You just want to use the standard loadout? We have.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I like my stock designs.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, yeah, honestly, Zeus ain't bad. Wait.
I mean,
that was the Zeus. I was thinking of a different battle mech.
I mean, if you want to paint it something different, feel free.
I probably
Which
will.
is the one with the giant what's the one with like the ton of missiles on the shoulder? That wasn't a Zeus, was it?
Are you talking about the Battle Master?
There's a few mechs that fit that descriptor.
Yeah. Like, which one?
Wait a minute. Are you a fisty boy?
Also, Amina says hydrate, posture check, and stretch. That's not a request. It's a demand.
All right.
Well, I just sat back down, so.
Mountain Dew as requested.
Wet.
Wet.
Battle.net departure.
Like, and a giant mech with a heavy, like an assault mech with the shoulder with Missiles on the
It
side.
wasn't an assault mech.
I mean, there's a few mechs with shoulder racks of missiles.
We're ready to go. Just grab your mech and we'll head out.
Okay.
I swear
Sorry
it
for
was
the
a
delays.
Zeus, though.
Let's go.
Where are you? There you are.
I'm trying to think of the because like I said, Zera is the reason. Zera's Mechwarrior 4 streams from way back are the reason I got into Mechwarrior. But I also have to thank Dr. White's videos, and I know Andrea and Ferris have seen them because I've linked it to them. I don't know if you've seen it, Zera, but there's some really good jokes in it. Gonzalez, Ramirez, rally to me, hiding behind your lance mates, huh? At least Casey died with some honor, and what would you know of honor, merc scum? It costs extra. Now come die like your sister.
So, quick question: will this game, without that over tonnage mod thing, will it prevent me from entering the mission?
No, it says you're good.
Likely.
It shouldn't.
All right, because I'm trying to say deploy, and it says that the Night Star and the Battle Master are over tonnage, and it says fixed deployment errors
will
already.
prevent you from playing. Yes,
Darn.
unfortunately.
Okay.
Well, I better hop.
Forgot
better
about
hop out
that.
and not. You guys got like 30 minutes yet. I don't want to drag down all this nonsense. That's
Okay, well, go ahead and hook that mod up then, and then next time we can we'll be ready to go.
Next
okay.
time.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
It's all right. At
That's
least everyone
spoiled
at
sport.
least everyone got to meet you, which is great.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I feel sorry
I'm
for them.
currently in a run myself on my own file, so
But
I
you
can't
said
get out of this.
you hated the Fed Sons, right?
Gross
do you like?
over exaggeration. I just like to tease and say that I hate them.
Oh.
No, I'm a fanatical Steiner lass.
I knew it.
I was wondering.
I love me
I
my
was
Commonwealth.
wondering.
I just love the setting, and it's not just because of big. I just love everything about the Lyran Commonwealth. They're such an interesting faction to me.
Yeah.
Bigger is better.
I still love the way Tex put it. He
I know
described
what you're
it
gonna
as
say.
yeah. He described
Some
it as
big
being like
dumb idiot god.
a cosmic horror.
Yeah.
or
Well,
my
so-
favorite or my favorite quote from Tex: "If it's worth blowing up, it's worth blowing up by the megaton."
yeah. My thing is, like, I've just always really enjoyed mercantile factions. I think they're interesting, and that's something that I think is cool about
So-
Steiner, is that in
what was
spite of some of the other games, they're
Andrea
actually not all that
Ferris,
aggressive.
Right.
Right.
The big reason I like to joke that I hate the Fed Sons is because
I was more wondering if somebody was going to fill in.
That's all right. We're good.
Okay.
Go ahead, Zara.
Oh,
Why do you hate the Feds?
or was I? Oh, they just kind of strike me as hypocritical warmongers in a lot of ways.
A little bit.
They love their war. They love their, like, hey, it's glorious.
They're British and French.
Yeah, mostly British Empire, but yeah, just like, we're gonna make those Capellans love freedom. God damn it, if it's the last thing we do.
So what happened? So what? I'm guessing the Americans were all dead in the world of Battle.
No, they're also part of the Fed Sons.
Well, that's the thing, is like, it's kind of pointless trying to.
Find nationalities.
Yeah, because
they
it's-
kind of scattered everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, old nationalities on Terra are just kind of irrelevant now because everyone just migrated to all sorts of corners of the galaxy, and you've got little pockets of everyone everywhere.
I love what Max.
Unless you're the Draconis.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
what Max.
no,
Owen-
even in the Draconis Combine, even though they have the whole Bushido thing going on, that's more just because of the people who are in charge. They've got a pretty significant demographics involving both Muslims and Hindus.
Yeah, they do essentially seem to be like a majority of like space Asians though, like a little bit of every Asian culture in there somewhere.
I like what Max said in the chat. I like what Max.
Yeah, but yeah, that
did Max
doesn't
say?
surprise me. Is that like ethnicity doesn't really matter anymore? Which is like that's when I like sci-fi.
Yeah, Max
That's, like,
Owen.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Max Owen says war crimes may just happen unless you choose to pay me more.
Yes, that song.
Yeah.
I tried to sing that a couple times on stream way back when. I am a problem solver. I just use some different tools.
Yeah. All the factions have a certain degree of appeal to them. So
From AC-10s to LRMs and anything that's cool.
some of the clans are but
Oh, right.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Someone should tell you about how we've kicked Wolf Dragoons up and down the inner sphere so much that we have a feeling that when the clan invasion does happen, Wolf Dragoons are going to be like, those motherfuckers. Kill them
I'm okay.
first.
I'm okay with that because, no hyperbole, I do legitimately hate Wolf's Dragoons.
Yeah,
Oh,
most
there's
dragoons
such
are literally,
Mary Sue.
how do you do, fellow
How do you
mercenaries?
do,
Well-
fellow mercenary?
Yeah, I mean, I kind
Wait,
of
what
like
do you
them
mean
cons-
you don't? What do you mean you don't have your own
Yeah.
your own space stations with construction facilities?
Yeah, I like them. I like some conceptual aspects about them. Like, I love the notion how they were supposed to be sort of like a clan vanguard scout party, and they tried to basically
They
come
tried to go.
prepared
They were
with what they
supposed to
thought
be
was.
undercover.
Yeah, well, they were supposed to basically be bringing hardware that was supposed to be in league with what they were expecting to run into, and they brought shit like the Annihilator and the Imp,
The
and everyone,
ANH-2A.
and everyone who was seeing them was like, "Holy fuck,
If you're
who are
being
these
accused of
goddamn
war crimes,
assholes?"
pretend to be
I mean,
unable
the
to
Inner
Who are
Sphere, when they
these
first
guys?
saw
let off easy
when the
because
Inner
of
Sphere
this.
first saw the Dragoons, they were all shitting their pants. They're like, "What the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
What is that? I've
Who
never
are
seen."
you guys?
Yeah, who
We
are
haven't
Comstar
seen these in
raised-
hundreds of
Starbucks.
years.
And yes, they do the whole
Comstar
sort
raised
of
an eyebrow.
yeah, and they do the whole sort of hello, fellow mercenaries and Inner Sphere peoples. Uh,
Hello,
more than
fellow
that,
people
though,
of
I mean,
the sphere.
that I think is fun. That I think is great. Like they came in and they were just like, even when they tried to be low tech, they still were crazy high tech, and that just kind of made people terrified.
Also,
I just hate all this stupid plot, plot armor,
yeah.
shenanigan bullshit afterwards. They got away with way
I
more
left.
shit than they had any right to.
Right?
Also, Goji makes a good point. If you're being accused of war crimes, pretend to be unable to read and pray you get let off easy because of this.
Well,
This
you could just say that.
This Geneva Convention won't stop me because I don't know how to read.
Geneva suggestion.
Yeah, it's the
Geneva recommendation.
The Geneva checklist.
The Geneva what now?
The Geneva suggestion.
Yeah.
No. It's like at this point, it's the Geneva what
The
now?
Geneva what now? You mean the air? What do they call it? The Ares Concordant or whatever.
Ares conventions
Oh, the Ares
actually were got at the formation of the Star League. Those were repealed.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were wait the original Star League.
Yeah.
No, actually, that was Ares conventions. I believe happened after the Star League Civil War, and sometime within the first.
No, it was.
Oh
it
God,
was
when was
before.
it?
It was.
Yeah,
Look, it was between. It was between.
I'm trying to remember when it exactly happened because I know exactly why it happened.
Oh,
Warfare was
yeah,
getting
Tintavel.
completely.
Tintavel.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was pre-Star League, but
Also-
yeah, the whole idea is like we can't keep having people committing like total war with nukes and bioweapons. We need to scale this back a certain degree.
Oh, also,
And it's because of
Andrea.
the Ares conventions that we have the machines we pilot now.
Also,
Yes.
Andrea, don't forget the thing I've told you and Ferris about. Hey, Kerensky, look at me. Bitch. Who'd you say was the one who said that, Andrea?
Sarah McEvedy, I believe.
Talking
What's
to
her name?
Kerensky. Hey, Kerensky,
Yeah.
look at me.
Hey.
Bitch.
Hey, Nick.
Nicholas, bitch.
Was that the Wolverines con?
That
Yeah.
was the Wolverines con.
That's what I
Sarah
thought.
McEvedy.
Yeah, she did. God, love the Wolverines. They're like, this clan stuff's stupid. Fuck all you
It's
guys.
like, man, man, this ain't. She allowed people to freely travel between castes, and Kerensky did not like that.
This clan stuff is cringe.
That's basically what she said. It's like, she's like, all right, we can
Well,
apply this better.
Well, the best thing about it is they were just like, hey, you know, this whole sort of stratified society, caste system stuff. Yeah, we're not doing that. And they ended up being hands down the most successful of the
They
clans
were
in
the
terms
most
of
powerful clan.
yeah, militarily, economically, society, what just everything
Yeah,
about them was so,
culturally, societally.
so
And
Kerensky's
Kerensky didn't like that.
Yeah, Kerensky's little pet society project didn't work out the way he wanted. He was like, "No, this is my sandbox. You can't play in it."
That's basic. Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah,
That's
it's
basically what he did. And they
the
said,
same-
all right,
it's the s-
fine, we're leaving. And he said,
Oh, wait.
you can't
Are-
leave.
Yeah, it's
Should
kind of
we
the same
reinvite
reason one of the clans I actually like are the Diamond Sharks because they're kind of like Wolverine's light. They don't quite play by the rules.
The merchant clan.
Also,
Yeah, but
Niall, do you want in?
Let me save my game. I have to save it and then turn off my mod, my YAML, and then reload the game. But
No, I
sure.
forgot. Oh, I forgot. Charles Martinet retired today. Damn it! I forgot.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, he's the ambassador. ambassador of Mario.
Yeah, but who in the world are you gonna get to play Mario now?
Literally, anyone that can sound like either him or Bob Hoskins. Do the Mario. I said this to my partners. I said this to my partners earlier tonight, and I said, I honestly wanted, like, if they were to have like Mario like not sound like Charles Martinet, they need to make him sound like Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
All right, non
Super
sequitur.
Mario Super Show Mario. Like, that shit's funny. Like, if they want to make him sound like grizzled and just done and tired, you make him sound like this. Hey, Luigi, I'm fucking trying to fight Bowser over here. You want to give me a hand? You know, that. You gotta make him sound like that, because it's funny as hell.
Make him sound like Captain Lou Albano.
Yes, exactly.
Because that was the I mean,
Non sequitur.
I love me some wrestling. That was Captain Lou Albano. He was a wrestling manager and general like personality. It's great.
Non sequitur, but apparently,
Mario.
but I saw,
What?
So, someone else I watched got sponsored, and I look over, and I see Moon Knight. I see Moon Knight as an option for the roster, and I'm just like, I gotta say it. I gotta mention it.
Crazy batch. Crazy bullshit.
Oh wait, I think I know where you go. I know you're here, Dracula, you big fucking nerd. Where's my goddamn money? That
Moon Knight.
Yeah, that Moon Knight will never not. That version of Moon Knight will never. Thanks to my Marine Corps training, I can turn anything in my hands into a weapon, including this rifle. Wait, isn't a rifle already a weapon? Cracks rifle in half and hits the guy. Semper Fi, bitch.
Avatar real quick.
What was that? Or that bit where Khonshu gets his hands on lewd hieroglyphics.
Oh, wait! I also got to mention. Did you know that there's plans of making Ultraman part of the Marvel universe? Okay, so last year,
leave the Tokusatsu stuff alone. Fuck Disney, man. Just shut up and get the fuck out of here.
No, okay, so last year Subaraya actually said that that they teamed up with Marvel, and one is that they're going to do an origin story for Ultraman, and as well
he already
as
has an origin story.
No, like they're doing a special for Ultraman, as well as putting him in an issue of the Avengers. So canonically, Ultraman exists in the world.
Well, the sad truth is that they've also already done that with Godzilla many years ago.
Oh yeah,
obnoxious.
And they've done it with Conan and Solomon Kane as well.
Wait, you mean that?
Yeah.
What about the bit where Godzilla took on Shaq in a basketball game?
Well, that was.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh yeah, no.
Shaq. It wasn't Shaq.
It was Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley. Sorry.
Yeah, it was Barkley.
Yeah.
That was mostly like a comedic joke. Comic. It was it's not canon.
Who the hell are these guys?
Great Death League.
Oh, fuck! Not these guys!
Oh boy!
Not these
How many times have we
guys!
said that and we demolished them though? Like.
Hey, back up!
Firing line.
Is anyone right behind me? Look, see?
No.
We're fine. We're fucking fine. What are you all panicking about?
There we go.
What are you all panicking about? We're fine.
Apparently Campbell
That's
was.
happened how many times now?
And yet.
Critical
What do you mean critical damage? What do you mean critical damage? What do you mean?
Okay, that was actually pretty funny. What do you mean critical damage? Come in. Come in.
Yeah,
That
what do
reminded
you-
me.
yeah.
That reminded me of like one of the original versions of the fucking like the Sunbeam drop ship in fucking Subnautica. What is that? No, the red spike, and then they just fucking explode.
It's like, what is that energy spike from? From the planet?
Yeah.
Kaboosh!
Yeah. What do you mean?
Goodbye, Sun Game.
What do you mean you're outnumbered down there? Hello?
I'm going the wrong way. Fuck. Hold on.
What do you mean they have? What do you mean they're killing you? Why are you screaming?
What do you mean
so
critical
much?
damage?
Why are you screaming so much? Oh.
I noticed Panda talking. I don't think that they made a rip-off Ultraman. I think they literally just got the publishing rights to make their own Ultraman comic.
Yeah, no, Subaraya announced it. Like, Subaraya was the one that actually announced it. They even had a whole drawing where they had Ultraman, the original one, Mansan. They had Taro. They had like the big three. They had like the big three and Ultra 7 there too.
Well, as long
Just
as Marvel doesn't mess around with Kinnikuman, I'll be fine.
And yeah, I'm kind of surprised, Andre, you never heard of the thing with Charles Barkley taking on Godzilla in a basketball match.
Oh yeah.
And in the end, Charles Barkley wins, gives Godzilla, what is it? Gives him a pair of like, what are they like? I
think they were Nikes.
Yeah, gives him a pair of
Nikes.
Sure
they were Nikes.
It tells Godzilla to come back and challenge him again when he's practiced. And the
end of the comic, when it, like the last shot of Godzilla was
dunking,
of Godzilla dunking, and the panel says Godzilla got busy.
Yeah.
Just like God intended.
And again, the best part about it was that wasn't the first time that he and Barkley were in the same thing, but because there was also that one commercial where that gif of Godzilla having the big old pink shades that said "deal with it." That gif comes from that as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what that ad was for, but I know that it exists. Mm-hmm. It's very silly, and I think it was like in relation to that comic somehow.
This is getting too silly.
Alright, Burb also says...
I pursue my line of inquiry further. This is getting too silly. Quite agree. Silly.
So Burb says, I remember years ago that Kamen Rider Drive was supposed to be a part of the Marvel Universe. The actor who plays as KR Drive's protagonist met Stan Lee. But I guess that's been forgotten / canceled. I don't know.
Yeah, Drive still happened. It's just, it wasn't added. It is funny also that Tokusatsu Spider-Man is also canonical too.
Spider-Man?
Wait, are we talking about the one who, like, whoops out a gun?
Emissary of Hell!
Emissary of Hell, Spider-Man!
That's Italian Spider-Man.
No. Not only that.
Italian Spider-Man is something else entirely.
Yeah.
No.
Arguably the best thing entirely, but
Not only that, there was actually a conclusion after the Spider-Man series of what happened to the Tokusatsu Spider-Man. He actually retired and went to go live on the planet of spiders.
Wait, have you...
Where he's been enjoying karaoke.
Right. That reminds me, have y'all seen the comic? Like, it's a few panels of, like, Spider-Man finds this guy holding someone hostage, and he goes like, I'm afraid you pushed me too far. Then he gets out, what are you doing? I'm calling the spiders. What? I'm calling the spiders. I'm Spider-Man. He goes like, you know that feeling of...
I'm Spider-Man.
He goes like, you know that feeling of a spider crawling all over you? Well, I'm calling hundreds of them. Thousands even. And the guy literally drops his gun. It's like, I'm sorry, just arrest me. Don't do that.
And then Peter reveals to the cops he was bluffing.
Yeah, there's also another one.
I can summon spiders. Just, you know what? No, arrest me. I'm done.
He's like,
Yeah, there's also another one. There's also another one where Spider-Man goes out, deals with Kingpin, Shocker, and Green Goblin, and he doesn't say anything, like, throughout all the fights, and it actually scares the hell out of the villains, because they're like, why are you not talking? Why are you not making any quips? And then when they finally arrest everybody, one of the police officers is like, hey, Spider, you've been pretty quiet tonight. Everything okay? And then Peter whispers, I have laryngitis. He's sick, so he can't talk. You're too late, Spider-Man. Weed has been legalized, but you're the one getting smoked, Gobby. And he pulls out a gun.
No, also I also want to say,
Night Passive.
The Tokusatsu one actually, he played a big role in the Spider-Verse thing.
Yeah, he did.
Like, they actually used the Marveler as a home base.
Also, another fun fact for those who don't know, speaking of Marvel, did you guys know that the Japanese voice for Deadpool and a lot of Marvel stuff is the same guy who voices Dio in JoJo?
Oh.
Same guy.
That's all right.
Yeah, same guy.
He gets around.
And literally, Japanese Deadpool just sounds like Dio, except high as a kite and actually not hating his life. So...
Wait, did Dio ever actually hate his life? I thought he was just
Dio,
a dick.
Like, Dio hated his life. That's why, like, when he got taken in by the Joestars, he was like, I'm gonna replace Jonathan by making him look like a fool. That was the whole deal. And then when Jonathan beat the shit out of him, Dio was like, well, that's what I get for letting my temper get the best of me, so I'm just gonna be patient, play my card, and see how this goes. Like,
there's a mech behind a wall behind me. It's a small mech, but it's
oh yeah, and Panda's right. Marvel had their own idea for American. Marvel had made an American Godzilla, and it's the dumbest thing ever, but the funniest thing ever.
You're talking about American
Kaiju.
Kaiju.
There was a comic where he fought Thor, and
it exists.
if I recall correctly, like Thor, I think Thor like more or less lost the fight. I don't remember. I don't know anything about it. I just know that it exists. I only really saw one panel from it.
There's also a comic where Thor meets Mr. Rogers.
Oh,
which I think is really great.
Well, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, yes, Thor goes and helps Mr. Rogers get his antenna for his TV set up. And while they're there, Mr. Rogers actually picks up Mjolnir and gives Thor a lesson about how, you know, there's certain, like, basically tells him there's certain things that only certain people are good at, but those people who are not good at one thing are better at other things. Have you ever thought about that? And he goes like, I must admit I have not. You were very wise, Mr. Fred Rogers. It's a very, again,
it's a very wholesome. It's a very Mr.
wholesome.
Rogers. It's definitely a Mr. Rogers moment there.
There's also the time that Spider-Man punched Iron Man.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't.
Okay, so there is actually
this time.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, no. So to sum it up, basically, because this is Tony Stark. Like, this is Tony. He was commenting on Peter Parker's technology, and he said he's pretty shoddy. Like, it's good, but it's very shoddy and needs more work. And it needs, like...
Oh, yeah, and he doesn't know Peter is Spider-Man. So he's shit-talking Peter right in front of Miles Morales and Peter Parker, and...
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, and...
Yeah, no.
That's basically it, Burb. That is exactly what happens. Yeah, no, surprise... Yeah.
They probably absolutely hauled off, I'm sure.
No, he just...
Oh, no.
He
fucking clocks him.
Yeah, he clocks him.
Like I said, just hauled off and blasted him.
Yeah. Anyway, I started blasting.
Careful, Commander.
Like, he was armored, too, and Peter just, like, punched right through that.
I don't think people realize...
Just how
strong
ungodly strong
Spider-Man is. Like, it has been proven. It has been shown in the comics.
They had a whole comic about that.
Yeah, that Peter holds back all the time.
He's been holding back.
Yeah.
Since
also,
he put on the mask.
One of the best cartoons from that era, absolutely. But also, don't say the Zilla movie was bad. It was fine.
For what
it's not a good Godzilla movie, but it's a decent kaiju movie.
Yeah.
It's fine for being an American-made one. It's enjoyable. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, sure, it's not the best. Like, it doesn't represent Godzilla great at all. But for a monster movie, it was okay.
And again, it was supposed to have like 2 sequels. I know that the first one already had like a slight screenplay done for it.
He totally was.
Come on.
Was done for it.
Yeah, totally kind of was worried about that.
Due to the like fan backlash, that they didn't go through with it. No, actually, no. I think it was budgeting reasons. Like there were going to be 2 sequels planned, but apparently, Roland Emmerich and I think someone else, I forget who the other guy was. They had like disputes about how much budget they wanted to put into it. When I'm like,
hold up, should we sweep north to south? I'm checking the battle grid.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Zera, I got a question for you.
Yes?
Let's say, with regards, speaking of movies and stuff, if you could pick anyone to make a BattleTech movie, now, and we're not going to give you a bottomless budget, because that would be too easy, but you can basically have, like, we'll say a big, not a AAA movie budget.
B movie?
No,
maybe
no, like a lower A-class movie budget, like, your typical
like high B, low A.
We'll say we'll give you the budget that a John Wick movie has, $100 million. That's how much a John Wick movie has. Most of them do. Who would you get to direct it? It's a BattleTech movie. Who would you get to direct it, and what would you like? What would it be about?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't know about directors because there's nobody I like anymore nowadays. Well, no, that's not true. There's plenty of directors that I like. I just don't know who'd be good for the content. Funnily enough,
Then
there is
pay with
basically
your
already a
blood.
BattleTech movie. It's called Robot Jocks.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
It's
I know it. I know that movie.
it's cheesy and it's kind of corny, but it's got the same kind of spirit and it's good fun.
You
It's
my badge all?
it's schlock.
Did
but-
someone put that out
No,
on the
I
redeems?
I have a bit redeemed for that. I just love the quote.
Yeah,
You know
Oh,
what's
yeah,
really
it's
funny?
still
I'm
great.
looking at Carnage, and those are Nova's colors, red, black, and white.
I reversed the
Like-
colors actually.
Yeah, there's
I know, but like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the main body is white, and it's got accents of red, and it has like black.
Isn't it
coloring
like
on it.
mostly red actually?
Yeah, I switched it around so that it would have a white body
death to
with
you.
a red print.
Death to you, father. No,
Because-
please! Not you, father. You, father. Oh, shit! I love that exchange in the Venom movie. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I have to,
But I was
still have
gonna-
to watch.
Go ahead, Sarah. Sorry.
Just gonna say, insofar as story, I'd say, make it accessible. Everyone's fairly sick of, cinematic universes, so
Yeah.
you don't need to get into the whole sort of gigantic space
We
politics
don't have to get
sort
into
of
the
thing.
lore.
Yeah.
I honestly think that, Decision at Thunder Rift would be a perfectly serviceable story, just to kind of introduce people to the setting and what it's
What
all
now?
about.
Whoa, it's game critical.
Running my back to it.
We gotta go back. There's nothing here.
Ah.
You called that out way
First
too
novel
late.
in
I
the
walked
in
right
the
into
Grey
that.
Death trilogy. Perfectly fine story. Good
Oh,
introduction.
that's pretty good. I would great. The Great Death Legion's actually pretty good.
Just good, pulpy-
Grey Death trilogy, I would say that would be an excellent story.
Yeah, even if it's just the first part. Just, good old-fashioned, not overly complicated beer and pretzel science fiction fun.
But
I think that'd make it perfectly serviceable.
But the other thing they're gonna want, like with a BattleTech movie, is that because I hate that
The
this.
whole thing is the Mechs.
Yeah,
Ferris,
yeah,
Zera, slow down.
yeah. It is the Mechs, but the other thing is that given the fact that it is about the Mechs, and I hate that I have to admit this, but let's not lie to ourselves. It would be the case. There would have to be merchandising stuff. So you
Well, there already is.
Well, then you make it like Transformers.
let me.
See,
There's
I'm
the
gonna say this-
tabletop.
I'm gonna say this right now. If you're ever gonna do anything with Mechwarrior, you're gonna do it like the Transformers movies did it. I don't care how that sounds because I'm right. Those movies, I don't care what the fans say because I'm gonna be perfectly honest here. Those movies were fine.
They were.
They're fine for 2-hour movies. What are you gonna do? Have like because there was human involvement in G1. That shit comes off like G1 to me. I've only ever seen a few clips. I've never watched any of the Transformers cartoons.
It's a shame you missed a lot of Zera's old streams then, because didn't you go through the entire G1 series, Zera?
I'm a tremendous Transformers fan.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this right now. It's just that it's like that
Soundwave's
series.
superior.
Those movies handled it well. The designs were great. The visuals were cool. The characters were amusing for a while. Like the third one, I don't like only because Ironhide shouldn't have died like that. I'm sorry, that was bullshit. But like, I will just say that like, Age of Extinction is okay. Grimlock's design is god tier. I don't care what anyone says. That is
Grimlock.
the coolest blow up I've ever goddamn seen. That's a cool ass machine right there. Scorn and the others are also fucking awesome. But it's just like, I understand the characterization wasn't the best, but that's not what I cared about because I'm not like it was made for a general audience, not just the fans. Which I understand that people don't like that when that happens. But it's fucking Hollywood. Get used to it. You're never gonna get anything
Also,
for the fans ever
yeah,
again.
I don't know-
These does not exist anymore.
I don't
Not to the
know,
market.
because I haven't seen the new Transformers movie with like the Beast Wars characters. I don't know.
I haven't either. I gotta watch this.
I don't know if Beast Wars Megatron makes an appearance, but if he does, first of all,
Please say the line.
well, first of all, it's not going to be David Kaye doing the voice. But if
Sadly.
even so, he better say the lines. He better. I want to hear a yes. I want to hear that at some point.
I want to hear a duly noted
And ignored.
and ignored.
And ignored.
We'll have to move on to the next nav point.
Well, there
I
want to
hear
you fail me yet again, Starscream.
Yeah,
in
you
the
fail
original
me
movie,
yet
so.
again, Starscream.
I want to say right now that I do love that interpretation of Megatron. He is genuinely menacing in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but also I want to hear. I haven't seen it yet either, but I do want to hear. That's just Prime
Yeah.
or a Maximal. Like,
they're trying to think. Royalty. Why wasn't I chosen to go first? Because Inferno, when it's checking for booby traps, always send a boob in first. That's from Beast Wars. It's great.
See,
And the guy in question immediately got his.
Have the most exposure to. I never really watched much of the cartoon, but I had a lot of the toys. And like, I remember the one that I had. I remember the one that I loved that I had was the big Cheetor. Like, I know exactly which one it was too. I could probably send a picture of that if I can find it on Google.
From booting up cold. But yeah, Zera, do you still have? I think you still have it. I don't. It was years ago. But do you remember when I sent you that gif? Do you remember when I sent you that gif of a giant ass dump truck chasing the car? And your response was "Long haul is pissed."
Yeah.
Yeah. There was also. Yeah. There was also. What was it? I don't know. I think it was you and someone else who took that.
Man, it'd be terrifying if we all swung our torsos in one direction. It would be like watching It'd be like a battleship with legs.
I'm trying to think, Sarah. What was it? It was the scene. It was from the original G1 cartoon where like all of the Decepticons were immune to laser fire and they all started shooting each other. And was it you or someone else who took that GIF and then put rave music over it?
That wasn't something I actually did, but I did share a link. That was on the now defunct, I believe, site ytmnd.com.
Okay.
Really?
And
it's not defunct, is it?
I'm not sure, but all I know is that someone made a YTMND page where there was an episode in G1, I think it was just called the Golden Lagoon, where the whole idea was they found like a pond of like magical golden water that if they dunked themselves in it, they'd become laser proof. And Decepticons, being the geniuses they are, thought that the best way to test it...
Behind us.
Yep, I see him.
Yep. They decided that the best thing to do after everyone dunked inside the water, they figured the best idea was to start shooting each other and just start giggling like frat boys. And someone took that and they looped it and set it to rave music, and it works remarkably well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've got my own opinions about the movies, but the thing that I think is kind of nice about Transformers is there's enough different continuities and there's enough different styles that, you know, it can all coexist peacefully. I mean, there's some things that I strongly dislike, and there's things that I like quite a bit, but, you know, it's kind of like Ninja Turtles in a way. It's like, if you like that thing, you know, you can go back and enjoy that thing, because the old stuff is still being catered to. If you like the new stuff, then that's also being catered to. There's just, you know, everyone kind of... You know, everyone in the market has their own little
Everyone
niche.
gets the slice.
Yep, and that's not even talking about third-party manufacturers. So
the third-party stuff. Like that's why I love Jobby's stuff. Jobby reviewing all the Transformers toys.
Yeah,
and the models.
That's honestly where most of my money goes nowadays, because that's
happiness really is a warm gun.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a line from one of Jobby's videos where he talks about what is it?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, MP18 Masterpiece Megatron.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is, goodness, that's an impressive piece of engineering. I don't know if I would ever want to own it because it looks daunting, but
I'm trying to remember what one of his quotes was. He even comes with this little side blaster from the movie so he can make Optimus fall. Just fall.
No, Jobby's good fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Transformers movies, I mean, my whole thing is they don't need to be great plots, but I'd argue that the thing about Transformers, which kind of made it endure, is the fact that you did have all these wonderful characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't need to be. There was a thing that was mentioned, which I always feel is something that I guess you could say gets oversimplified a little bit. I don't think that it's two-pronged. There's like A, making it for general audiences, and B, making it for fans. And I don't really think that either of those in and of itself is the right approach. Because the thing of trying to appeal to the general audience nowadays is trying to essentially, you're kind of aiming for the lowest common denominator. You're trying to make something that is so digestible by everybody that it has no flavor of its own.
Yeah.
And by making something that you try to make appeal for everyone, you make something that appeals to nobody in particular.
You're right. And that's the problem.
On the flip side, making something for the fans, I feel like, is also not the right way to go, because fans don't always really know what they want. And fans, just like the general audiences, are very and fans, just like general audiences, are very locked into the familiar. And sometimes what it really takes in order to sort of push a property forward is to maybe get like an outside perspective to take something in a direction that you never really realized you could do. And fans, I'd argue, aren't really prone to doing that. They want to do something that they think is already in line with what they think they want. So ideally, the best way you want to go about it is, I've said this before with any kind of adaptation, not everything translates between different forms of media in a perfect one-to-one match. You got to take some liberties. But the important thing, as long as you're kind of keeping the spirit of the thing intact, as long as you're mindful of as long as you're mindful and cognizant of the qualities that have made a thing endure, even if you're not like a perfect one-to-one adaptation, as long as you kind of keep that spirit alive in your choices, I think you'll probably end up with people mostly happy.
Shit.
You know what's funny?
Shin Godzilla. Like what you just described is exactly what Shin Godzilla is.
Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic movie.
If you look at any of the workup stuff they had for that movie, Anno literally had to get dialed back by Toho themselves, saying, if you go that ridiculous, that's too far. Because one of the original designs was that Godzilla would slowly molt out of his own fucking body just to fucking like evolve and get bigger, and they're like, no, that's too gross, don't do that. He's like, okay, fine.
Burb
I
mentioned, I was going to say real quick, Burb mentioned a great counterpoint to that, like the exact way you don't go about it. Thundercats Roar. Which has absolutely no respect for the source material in any regard.
No.
This is clearly not a case. This is clearly a case of somebody wanting to do what they wanted to do, and it's just wearing the skin of an IP.
Yeah.
The spirit of what made the original appealing to people just is completely absent.
Yep. Also,
I think also.
Sorry, I just want to say this before we go. I do want to mention this because it's funny, because there was an attempt at a better Thundercats reboot. Unfortunately, who knows the story about why the original Thundercats reboot from, like, I don't know, y'all know what I'm talking about, though, the one that was kind of like,
the good-looking one in the mid-2000s, I believe.
Yeah. So,
if I recall correctly, it failed due to a combination of it was kind of like a cycle, but poor toy sales, because Cartoon Network kept on putting it in shitty time slots. So nobody knew that the show existed, and nobody knew there were toys, which led to bad toy sales, and there you go.
But it's not just that. Because there's actually one aspect of it that people forget about or don't know. Here's the deal. At the time, Cartoon Network was kind of, hemorrhaging for money. They needed something to take off. They needed something to be successful. Now, yes, the Thundercats reboot was one of the options, but it wasn't the only option. You see, what was going to happen was there were two options on the table, and Thundercats was one of them, and the other was the Lego Chima series. Now, keep that in the back of your mind for a second. What happened was Cartoon Network needed one of these two to be successful, because that would make Cartoon Network the money they needed right then and there, because they were struggling in other areas. Cartoon Network saw how popular Ninjago was and realized that Ninjago had made them a ton of money. So they thought, well, if Ninjago was popular, maybe this will be the same. So they decided to throw all of their time, money, and effort into the Chima series, and basically left the Thundercats series to die on the wayside, because they were hoping that the Chima series would take off. Guess what? It didn't. Not only did the Chima series not take off, but the problem was that they were airing Chima along with Ninjago. So if kids had to choose, they'd go get Ninjago stuff. They didn't care about the Chima stuff. They didn't care, and not to mention, Lego Chima fucking sucks. It's boring, and it's boring. The pilot episode is stupid, and again, it's literally just animals fighting each other, so it's kind of like it's not really original either. So in the end, Cartoon Network ended up losing a ton of money because, well, Lego had basically given them the rights to this on the grounds that you make this successful, you can keep airing it. You fail, we take it back. And Cartoon Network failed. And it cost them a lot of money.
Miserably.
Yeah, miserably. And the problem with doing something with Lego or big companies is that if you don't make money for them, they take it back and you get nothing. So the idea was, had it been successful, Cartoon Network would have made enough money that when Lego decided to finally pull it, they would have made a profit. That didn't happen. Instead, Cartoon Network hemorrhaged even more money. Like before, it had basically been like an artery cut. Now they basically had an arm lopped off. And because of that, they basically had to fall back on, well, let's just spam what's popular. And so that meant that the Thundercats series died because there was no interest in keeping it alive because they didn't want to take the risk anymore. I mean, fun fact, it's kind of one of the main reasons they keep spamming Teen Titans Go. Because they need...
Even though people didn't
no one cares.
Like it.
No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares. No one liked it.
Yeah. The movie is okay. The movie's actually very funny. The movie is funny. There's a lot of good jokes in there. But the problem is that Cartoon Network has been one of those companies that really, really does not know what people want. I mean, if you want a good example, just look what they did to the Kids Next Door continuation. Not only did Mr. Warburton, the creator of Kids Next Door, get 100,000 signatures to make the sequel Galactic Kids Next Door, he got all of the voice actors back on board. Ben Diskin worked to get all of them back together. And a lot of the team and crew who had been part of K&D, like the animators, the artists, they all wanted back in. And Mr. Warburton made like the little teaser for Galactic Kids Next Door, voiced by all the original team members, everything. And with a petition signed by 100,000 people, went to Cartoon Network and said, hey, would you let me redo this? Cartoon Network took one look at it and told him, no, get out of our office. They were not interested. Even though, and literally when he asked why, he was told, literally, and I quote, he said so in an interview, he was told, we don't see why this is interesting. We don't think people will like this. We don't even know how you got this many signatures. And I was like,
And you didn't
yeah, you
the
didn't.
fact that there was 100,000 just...
Yeah. Because...
And you didn't...
And again, I'll tell you the reason why. Cartoons are for kids!
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Cartoon Network's mentality ever since... There's a reason why everything looks the way it does now.
Yep.
Is because it's really easy to draw by comparison.
Mm-hmm.
They stick in the mind of a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything,
No,
it's the
what
reason
they
why
think is the
I
mind
look
of a
at this-
child.
Yeah.
Well, again, it doesn't matter because look, as someone who's babysat kids, they will just watch whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
is
they'll watch
there.
anything.
They don't care. They usually don't.
But they
care.
know what's
If
good
it's
versus
there
what
and
isn't.
and they think it's flashy or loud enough, they'll probably watch it.
Yeah. And unfortunately, because of that basically meant that Galactic Kids Next Door was dead. And it's sad because Mr. Warburton has shown on his Twitter and everything that he had multiple concepts drawn up. He had the evolution of the characters. He had a massive plot already conceived. He even mentioned in an interview, he goes that the plan was that this was going to be Sector V along with a ton of reactivated former Kids Next Door members, including adults, fighting the Galactic Kids Next Door. So we would have seen, Agent Zero returning, Agent 999 returning. We would have seen a ton of these characters, but Cartoon Network said no. And they told him, basically said, there's the door. You can leave. So, and also...
What you should have done was take it to Nickelodeon.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what happened with Adventure Time. Pendleton Ward pitched Adventure Time to Nickelodeon first with a pilot episode, and they told him that they didn't, like, no joke. Apparently, Nickelodeon's response was, this seems too childish. Like, this does not look like something that would do very well. Are you sure about that? Are you
See, again,
to be fair, if someone gave me an elevator pitch of Adventure Time and showed me concept sketches, I'd probably tilt my head and raise my eyebrow and be like, okay.
Yeah, fair.
But
So-
to be perfectly fair.
I wouldn't even. I'll admit, like,
I'm also going to call.
It's kind
I'm
of
also-
a build-up kind of thing. It's
At
kind
the
a
mention of
build-up.
Nickelodeon, I have 2 words: glitch text.
I don't know what that means.
It was a series that Nickelodeon it was supposed to debut back in 2016 originally, but they basically did everything they could to fucking murder the series.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about now.
Glitch text.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, so as I'm
They
sure...
offloaded it to Netflix back in, I want to say 2018.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. That's kind of the thing. A lot of the big cartoon companies now, like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, what they do is they mainly want to see a show. Like, if they're going to take on a show, they want it to, you know, it's got to make money with merchandising too. And here's the funny thing. So what makes
They can't just have a good show.
No, what makes me laugh is that by that logic, they'll basically make a cartoon out of anything. And here's the thing. You can come up with some pretty crazy ideas, but at the same time, maybe it's just because I'm a 30-something-year-old who's like bitter at a lot of like the lacking potential of stuff. Like,
preach, sister.
Yeah. Like, look, I'm the guy. No. Good example. I'm the guy who, when Monster Musume came out and I watched it with my girlfriend, we didn't give a shit about any of like the stuff any of the ecchi stuff. No. We were just kept saying, okay, what's the rest of the world like? Because like this is like how does the rest of the world view this? Where's the racism? Which, don't lie to me, there would be fucking racism against like we want.
Well, see, I think that's the problem is that, like, for stuff like that, there's a reason why it's not there, and it's because why does it have to be?
Yeah,
it's not really relevant. It's not what it's about.
Yeah,
it's about this small group who are just living their life. It's a slice of life. It's not some grandiose story.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and so again, that's kind of the thing. It's like there can be, and even silly ideas like, what was it? Trying to remember. One of my friends who actually works for an animation company mentioned this to me. Because there's it's not even a show. The only way you could find the episodes is you go to the toy website. God, what are they called?
Good grief.
Do you guys remember those? God, what was it? I wish I could remember the name of the show, but it's basically like y'all know those toys that have like the water inside of them, so when you squeeze them, they take on different proportions or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like a stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a show about those kind of things, like a modern cartoon. And
what?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not kidding. I wish I could remember the name of it. But
You guys know that Moses used a Beyblade to part
Yeah.
the
I mean,
I love that.
yeah, yeah, there's that. Y'all remember when do y'all remember when Beyblade literally just was about, like a bunch of guys who had like weird spiritual creatures inside their blades, and now it's become like its own mythology, basically? Or hell, when Bakugan was literally about fighting off the merging of parallel worlds and everything.
I'm sorry, it was about what?
Well,
Yeah,
again,
it was.
There's a reason why that happened. It's Yu-Gi-Oh's fault.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
That's
Yu-Gi-Oh
fair.
is the series that more or less started that. Where it's like, because again, Yu-Gi-Oh was going to be a very simplistic thing that's just like basically like kind of a horror scenario almost. And then it had the one time where they had the cards as the death game, and people were like, "Yo, that looks like a cool card game. Where can we play that?" Which is fair.
Yeah.
And then they made the card game, and then that's what it became.
Yeah.
Which is fine because the anime is still pretty fucking good.
Also,
but I also would have loved to see more of what Season 0 would have been.
Yeah. Also, Andrea, course that was about. It's literally the theme song. Two worlds collide on the inside. It's literally in the theme song. But yeah, Bakugan was like a serialized show that no one thought would take off, and it did. And then they fucking butchered it when they did a remake of it. Like, I've shown, like, everyone here, Zera, I've shown everyone here the remake designs, because they switched over from, like, hand animation to, like, to CGI. Oh my god, it's awful.
Aww.
Like, the characters are so bad.
Japan doesn't do
good example. Let's take Dan, let's take Dan Fudo, or Dan, I forgot his last name. Let's take Dan, the main character, who by the time the original Bakugan ended is like 15 or 16. And in our remake, let's make him an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old, because, sure. And we claim this is a sequel.
I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Japan, there are certain things that their culture is you grow up or you don't matter to anyone at a certain age range. And there's a point, and that's what they're marketing to. Thus, when it comes to Beyblade and Bakugan and any of these, it's the merchandise that will sell, but adults don't indulge in that.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that do are branded otaku, and in Japan, otaku are not respected because they're weird and not part of the cultural norm.
And just to prove
it's sad, but it's true.
And just to prove my point, because god damn it, I'm going to again, just to prove my point. Here is the main character of Bakugan, Dan Kuzo. Or I think in one version they just straight up call him Daniel. But no, here's him in the original Bakugan. This is around the end of the series. 15, 16, maybe a little younger. This is actually not a bad design. He looks pretty good. So that's the old Dan. Let me show you what they did with the new one. I apologize for the blurriness on the photo, but I also apologize for what this will do to your eyes. This is new Dan. Yeah. Let's just literally get rid of all the stuff that made him interesting. Yeah.
Wait, where are these beings?
On my stream.
I think my stream is very behind. Hold on.
Yeah, they're not good.
Okay, see, yeah, you know why? Between art style changes and the audience.
Yeah.
Like, Zoids got that shit too.
And Digimon.
Pokemon got that. They changed the art style because that's the current modern aesthetic of overall anime, and it's the same problem that Western animation has.
It's just following trends.
When the target audience changes, so too do the things have to change. The thing is that it's like, I don't mind that, because clearly one's from the mid-2000s, the other is from current.
Yeah.
And believe me, that age range is so different now.
Yeah. Anyway, but
so it isn't surprising, but it does not look anywhere near as terrible as what people have come to call the SoCal art style, which I really don't like that look. I do not like the cat, what people call the cal art.
Stupid the stupid bean mouths.
Bean hot dog head. I can't handle it. It's so hideous. That's why I don't care how good your show is. If it looks like that, I'm not watching it.
Anyway,
the same reason why I don't watch One Piece.
Oversimplified for the sake of trying to look indie.
Yeah. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna have to call it here. I appreciate y'all coming out for this again, Zera. I'm sorry.
Hang on.
Play.
Okay.
Zera, did you get bigger?
I did.
She did.
Okay.
Yeah,
I felt a little. I felt a little inadequate with the giant Robo Kaiju with thunder thighs behind me, so I wanted to compete a little bit.
No, wait. Before that, let me. You know what? Let me go ahead and do this, because I wanted to say, I love your PNG. That fucking buffness is fucking that.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I mean, I'm like 5'6".
I will have to say though, just for the sake of it, just give it a second. I don't know how long this is gonna take to update on the stream itself, but
okay.
Just give it a hot second.
I saw a peek. There it is. Very nice. Yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for people who like the PNG tuber, go give compliments to Ryu Akira on FA. He's the one who made it.
Oh yeah, Rio's cool.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's my roomie.
Nice.
But he made a series of growth stages for PNG Tuber on my own streams.
Yes,
Which
by the way, go follow Zera's. Go check out Zera's Twitch. Go do that.
if you want to, it's nothing special, but
Type in chat so I can go do
yes,
it. I don't
please
think
put
I
your
have
Twitch
yet.
info in the stream chat.
okay, hold on.
We are not giving you the choice. You will do it.
all right, God.
You will be our. We will give you credit.
For just bear in mind, I'm very. I just I don't do it as a source of income or anything. It's just for fucking around. So, it's very by the seat of my pants, and just kind of like we just try to have fun, and I play video games.
Yeah.
There it is.
Which is fair.
All right, yeah. So there in the chat, go give Zera some support. And again, thank you all for coming out for this. I appreciate it. I will talk to you all later.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Well, that's gonna do it for this stream. I hope you've all had a good time here tonight and got to meet. Well, if you're new here, you got to meet all the group, the Magpies and Zera, who will be a member of this Lance. She will be a member of this Lance. Rest assured, she will be. But yeah, those are just some of my friends. And like I've said before, when it comes to streaming and myself, I surround myself with all types of people. Makes life more interesting, and it means you get to you yourself become a better person. So, with that, we're going to call it here for tonight. I hope you all had fun. As always, it's been a privilege and a pleasure to entertain you. Hey, Holt, how you doing? And with that, I will see you all tomorrow when Ciabatta Boy and I continue to burn down the old world in Warhammer. Remember, the memories you make in life, good and bad, make you who you are. Don't change them for anything. Love you guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.